some interesting things set up. There's definitely no Umber Hulks, so don't worry about that. I promise, no more dead space whales. I had to start out with the, big dramatic set piece, but not again. Can't do that again. Burn that card. Yeah. So what's going on? What's everybody up to? How are your weeks? Said it was your birthday. Is it still your birthday? Like 6 days of
I've
birthday?
been told it's still my birthday. Melissa's birthday was the day before me. I feel
Oh my
like
God,
I know, but no
Melissa.
one's
birthday
talking about it.
erasure in the whole
Yeah,
situation.
this is ridiculous. Melissa and Zed, happy birthday. Yeah. Yeah. Awesome.
It's Bill T's birthday today, so
Yeah,
we've moved
today's
on. There's
Bill
a
T's
trio of us all in a
birthday.
row.
The chain, birthday
That's
chain.
That's like quite the chain. That's good.
It really is. That's like the
Billy,
one,
is
two,
something on
three
fire
punch.
in your house?
Oh my God, no.
I'm like seeing
Yeah.
smoke
The
or
cats
something.
are
Okay.
smoking.
Yeah, they do that at this time of night. I just fed them, and they're like, "We need some coffee."
I'm like, it's like wafting.
Yeah,
And
my
I just
cats
want to
are
make
all
sure
very
nothing
French.
is like on fire that shouldn't be.
Nope, it's okay.
Okay.
Just that small fire in the corner, but that's fine.
Meant to
it'll-
be
Supposed
there.
to be there.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be okay. I am all like bundled up. It's like very chilly and cold up here today for a May day, and yeah, I got my shot yesterday. I got Johnson & Johnson, and I've been sitting here in like fever shivers for the last 24 hours, so I'm wearing 23 layers. And like, no, I feel great. But I do feel great. I like took, holy cow, that was dramatic.
What?
Did you all see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How could we not?
There's a lot of that if you keep your eyes peeled for the keen-eyed viewers of the audience. That's
Usually
Eggleston.
a chair, not an entire wall.
No, she loves
I've seen
that.
it.
In the
Well,
bookshelf. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, she's a
Wow.
big fan of the bookshelf. It's like just the right size. And so the big like goofy boys, like they get all rowdy and start to beat each other up. And then she darts up there to hide, and it's fantastic.
And it's just showing off because the stream is live. That's really what it is.
It is, yeah. She's a performer. She knows when the camera turns on. It's like, okay, let's show these people up. Cool.
Passed her athletics check, but failed the stealth check.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The multiple iterations of checks. But we all made our perception checks and noticed exactly what was happening there.
So many checks. So many
Yeah.
checks going on.
So many checks. Cool. So what's been going on? Has anybody done anything like crazy this week? Troy, you're on vacation.
Yeah, I flew out to California, so that's a thing.
West Coast.
Doing a little like post-vaccination family meetup, which is great. So while Rich is chilly and cold, I am chill and cool in the
Yes.
California sun.
Yes.
Zed shakes their head because that makes me uncool to say I'm chill and cool. But yeah, I'm out here with some family time, and just the schedule just so happened to work that it was like, can I D&D? I think I could D&D. I'm gonna D&D. So I'm D&Ding. There we go.
I'm super psyched to have you. Yeah, this is week 2. We're back. And so, we had like the full roster last week. 4 out of 7 this week. I feel pretty good. But this is going to be like what we're doing, We'll have like different iterations and configurations of people. And like, I think it's going to be fun. I'm really excited about, we have such a cool group of people here. But I'm excited to like see all of you in these different groups and like watch, because we have time to kind of like dig into the relationships and develop all of that. And I think it's going to be a fun exercise to play this way. So, heck yeah. I think you're allowed to say you're chilling cool. I think you're chilling cool.
Oh, thank you.
Nobody said he wasn't allowed.
He did.
I call my shot, and then I call my bluff. That's how this works.
Yeah, precisely. Oh, wow. There she goes. Dropped right out. Awesome. Cool. So, space. I'm not allowed to say the final frontier. Is that like trademark? Do I get like a copyright
Probably.
infringement strike if I say something like that?
Ah,
The Schmeinel Frontier.
Just add in the Final Fantasy frontier, and then everything.
Yes, there it is, Kupo.
Wow.
Right on, cool. Do any of you have any questions about your relatively newly created characters? Is there anything we should like go over or talk about before we kind of dig into playing Dungeons and Dragons? No, that feels like no.
No.
Let's Let's
We'll
just-
we'll find out
we'll
through
find out.
Planet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I
Who
guess we
knows?
will. Okay.
We don't
So
know
I
the
guess
questions are until they happen.
then to the matter at hand. When last we left the crew of the Dragonfly, you all had landed on this Kanduri, this enormous dead space whale, as it were. It's big enough to dwarf the size of your tiny ship, the Dragonfly, and so it sat parked on the back as jellies and grell and all manner of these kind of space parasites worked away at the interior of it. And the lot of you with your axes and rakes and pitchforks and various implements of destruction, you were able to harvest a great deal of the kind of the flesh and the fat and the blubber that you're able to use to kind of like render down all manner of like oils, the meat being like somewhat prized, the skin being useful for all manner of things, and the larger framed members of your small party here kind of hauled it all back to the ship. And I think, I think we pick back up with probably the four of you in like the cargo hold in the back of the Dragonfly as Jake and the Badman and Lux are up in the front cabin getting ready to take off again. And so I think as the kind of camera opens up and we see the four of you in the back kind of stashing away these bundles of harvested space whale materials, what's the conversation after the kind of harrowing fight you had last week with these aberrations in the void?
I think
Is there
Asterius is just like, I didn't know it was gonna be like that. Have you guys like fought stuff before?
Well, there are many things that one fights in preparation for. Serving on the faculty, of course. Something such as that. No, to be quite frank. It was a rather harrowing experience, but I believe we all did our level best. Isn't that right, Rhea? We all tried as best we could.
Yeah, some of us did our best, some of us hit our own
Was
crewmates,
that-
but
Yeah, was that
know.
your best?
we're gonna have to work on your best
Because
there.
that's
You know,
concerning.
Deeply. And I wish to apologize not only to Jake, but also to you for letting you down, and I shall never hold nor fire another trigger weapon again. Let it be so.
That's a sweeping declaration to make as we head out on our journey. Okay.
Do you believe it is too much?
Kinda.
Very well, then I will consider it a brief moratorium and revisit at a later date.
oh yeah. Makes more sense. Oh yeah.
A brief moratorium, he says. I like Reggie's commitment to moving away from triggered weapons in particular.
Very narrow path.
Never again. So
That's
yeah,
a declaration.
as you've like gotten back into the ship, there is like a planetary body nearby that you identified as Malpieti Prime. A large kind of watery planet of plains and grasslands and whatnot. And you had seen this sort of humanoid figure emerge from the body of the Kanduri, of the dead space whale, and it flew through space to the planet itself. So as a lot of you like find yourself here, what are you thinking? How would you like to proceed? What are your ideas? Are there any?
Did anyone get a good look at this creature, this person? I did not see them well.
Oh yeah, I stared right at him. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty weird looking, gotta say. Yeah. I mean, won't be hard to spot, I think, if we go to the planet there.
Aren't you the Brainiac? What do you know about this place?
Oh, well, what do I know about this place? What do I know about this place?
Why don't you go ahead and make a history check, Professor?
First roll of the day. Let's do this.
Let the rolling begin.
Let the rolling history. Here we go. Boom goes the dynamite.
Oh,
indeed.
25.
Wow.
I think that, Professor, you have studied much of the information that was presented to you by your benefactor before you left for this journey. And I think knowing the route you were taking, that you were going to pass near here, Malpiedi Prime, I think you know that it's ruled and governed by an imperial monarchy of ogres. Ogres are kind of like the dominant species on the planet. They are cultured, sophisticated creatures, not necessarily the ogres that we may know from the other corners of Dungeons and Dragons that we as humans have experienced. It's like a temperate planet that is like a great deal of kind of like grassland, savanna, scrubs, like lowlands, riverways, lakes. The topography is kind of like uniform in that way. That's the gist of it. You know that according to the notes provided to you, there are recordings of strange celestial manifestations here, potential portals to other realms that have manifested around Malpiedi Prime.
Strange Celestial Manifestation was my nickname in high school.
That's fantastic. SCM.
So I think the professor explains this generally as best he's able, and says, "Do we think it wise to chase this creature onto such a planet?"
Why not?
Chase, I don't know, but, go see what's going on, maybe that.
The planet's where we're supposed to go.
Very well, then. A mission, curiosity, many reasons to land and explore. Only one reason not to.
Yep, just the one. If that counts.
Duty calls,
And I think then Reginald kind of steps out to go to the front of the ship to indicate to Lux and the others that we'd like to land, and et cetera, et cetera.
Okay. And I think that Lux is like, yeah, okay. She's like yelling back at you, and the badman's like, do they have grapes? And I think Jake's buffing his shell from the scratching that occurred from the ballista bolt,
Boy.
But
Oh, let me help you out with that. Love that right out
the
of there.
bees. So I think that with Lux piloting, probably the most competent of the pilots so far, the most practiced at least. So the journey begins. And I think it takes some time. So a lot of you are all able to take a long rest if you would like. You can reset, you get all your hit points back, you get all your stuffs back.
Ooh, long rest, yeah.
I think that you're all able to rememorize your spells, as you are
Okay.
all prominent spellcasters.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. I shall change some things.
Oh, what was the one I picked instead? Oh, it was this one. Okay.
I don't know.
Do we
I
know
d-
what type of creature that was that we saw flying down toward the planet?
Uh, it was definitely a humanoid, and I think that you confirmed that it was undead. It looked skeletal and tattered. There was like an echo of like, the dead whale and like this dead kind of person, the kind of rotten, tattered form.
Perfect. And they're
Cool.
considered humanoids. Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely would be like classified as like an undead, right? But it was like a humanoid, right? It was like a bipedal, 2 arms, 2 legs, 1 head, pretty recognizable sort of body type at the very least.
Mhm.
Yeah, and so what do you get? You get your level plus your spellcasting modifier and your memorizations. Your domain spells are all automatic and all that stuff, right? It's wild how many spellcasters we have. All of you with the magics. The
Yeah,
magics.
it takes a minute,
Yeah, Yep. But I think that the camera kind of pulls away, and we see like the kind of the sort of nearly like gossamer kind of yellow wings of the dragonfly, the like steel blue body, the kind of glimmering yellow kind of eyes almost that make the sort of windshield on the cockpit, as the ship just kind of trails through the tapestry of the kind of velvety black space around you, the pinpricks of starlight kind of twinkling all around as the distance is covered. And it takes quite a long time to get anywhere out here because everything is really far away,
Space is really big, it turns
Yep,
out.
go figure. Go figure. So yeah, I think that a lot of you kind of like hit the bunks. There's a series of like bunk beds. The 2 primary cabins have been converted. Some of the space in the cargo hold in the back has been converted. There's plenty of like sleeping accommodations.
Just so everybody knows, Waffle sleeps kind of like a parrot, like curled up on my pillow on my shoulder.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Kill me now. It's so
I
good.
know. Waffle, the breakout star of Dragonfly, to be sure.
100%.
MVP.
Gonna get their own spin-off. I think.
Yeah, probably.
Mhm.
Doc
Doc
and
and Waffle.
Doc and Waffle.
Waffle Fly. What is it called? The show Waffle Fly.
Waffle
God.
flies.
Dragon waffle.
Oh, yeah. I like it. Somebody write the jingle. That's
Uh,
a Saturday morning cartoon.
Gosh.
Rhea as a cleric, typically in the Clancyite tradition, would sort of pray to the Clancy god at sundown. Seeing as we're in space, it's going to be very confusing for Rhea to know when to pray. So generally, it will be before a long rest.
Okay.
I think Rhea will sort of kneel down and pray to the turtle god. The sundown thing is going to get pretty confusing. Planets with multiple suns, like they have to pray multiple times a day. Oh my gosh.
It really is. It's pretty good.
Oh man.
It's pretty good. Okay, cool. So, I think that the 4 of you kind of like wake, and as you all are like getting up, I think that the others are kind of like going to crash and to sleep. Like they probably would have like switched off shifts through the night, and like maybe Jake is driving at this point. And yeah. You're able to like sit and kind of eat. There's all manner of like rations packed into the ship. You all have brought like a great deal of kind of foodstuffs and stores and whatnot. But yeah, I think that like the scene comes back in as you're all sort of like in the cockpit as the ship is like closing in on the planet, and we could see it's kind of like brown with these like speckles of blue as you're kind of zooming in towards it. And there's this sort of strange transition depression as you sort of like close down in, and the sky around you is fading from this deep black and the stars in the distance to kind of like this light blue, right? And like slowly the minutes kind of like ticking by. We see like the big like puffs and tufts of like fluffy white clouds as the ship begins like cutting down in through them, and you drop down under like the cloud cover, and there's like this expanse of land rolling out all around, and underneath you you can see like the estuaries and waterways, these rivers kind of like intermingling and running in the various directions from the height that you're at. I think that we see like this massive kind of herd of these like black and white like striped kind of horses. They're zebras, like kind of running massively, this sort of like, planet Earth shot, right? As the dragonfly is kind of like dropping down, and this huge herd is running, and like flocks of birds and kind of flights like flying up and circling around the ship. And I think as you're going, you could see in the distance this kind of cone of sort of trailing black smoke rising up into the air at the edge of the horizon. It's a lot of contemplation happening.
Do we want to go towards the smoke, or do we want to stay back from the smoke? Is maybe something we should figure out, I think.
Yeah, is there any way, like, so it looks like kind of a trail of smoke, or does it seem like, I'm thinking, are we thinking forest fire, or are we thinking campfire?
Oh no,
Or like ritual fire.
The distance that you're at, like it's far away, right? You can't quite like see what's burning now, and it's sort of this column of black smoke like rising up into the air. So it doesn't seem like incredibly widespread where there's like a blanket of it like stretched out. Like forest fire seems less likely, but you don't think it's a campfire.
So it does seem like a ritual fire.
The people are, I think maybe we head towards that direction, but maybe cautiously.
I should think so. We shouldn't hasten in unless there's a sense that there are people suffering.
Okay. So the ship, I think, begins like kind of moving towards it as you're all kind of hanging up near like the cloud cover, like high in the air, and I think that after like a few minutes, as you're kind of closing in this direction, the column like growing wider, finally you see what looks like the sprawl of small kind of wooden buildings and houses, clearly like a village is what it seems like, a town, a hamlet. There's like a wooden kind of stockade fence around the edge of it, and you could see like huge portions of the sort of wall, the fence as it were, appears to have been like smashed, broken, burned. The smoke is rolling up out of the village itself. Many of like the buildings smoldering, kind of collapsed, as the four of you are sort of peering out of the cockpit, circling around from the top.
Oh no.
I believe these people are in need of assistance. We should land at once.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah, let's go see if we can help.
Very excited about it.
Okay.
Well,
should we be excited?
Well, no, I'm just... to be quite honest, I'm rather nervous. I talk a bit more when I'm nervous.
Nervous and excited are not always the same.
Yes.
Okay. So we're gonna go.
Yeah.
Can we see like what is causing this?
Why don't you make perception checks?
I love a perception.
We do love perception checks.
Reginald, making a perception check.
Are you going to say it right? With the wisdom of zero.
Yes, with a -1 perception.
Oh, man.
Oh, far and away the highest, too. Brutal. It's amazing.
Okay, far and away seems excessive.
I think Doc is.
It's a little bit
I
higher.
think Doc is like trying to look and waffle and like keeps like kind of flying in front of you, Doc. You know what I mean? It's like trying to like peer out the window. You're like a little bit distracted, but I think that like Rhea and Reginald in particular, as you're kind of like peering out of this like window, you could see that it appears like that this place was attacked. I don't know like how much combat or battle either of you have seen in your lives, but what you're seeing are like clusters of people that are not ogres. They appear to be like kind of small or like humanoids. It's hard to make out from this distance, and they're bucket brigading. They seem to be like in lines from like a central location in the town and like literally like throwing like buckets of water on these like burning hulks of buildings. And I think that as the like ship probably has to drop down in a little bit lower for the lot of you to like really see what's going on. There doesn't seem to be any fighting still happening, but yeah, I think you're like recognizing that like it's a bunch of like townsfolk that are just kind of trying to put out what appear to be like these fires that are consolidated to like one side of the village. The wall seems to have been breached, burned, and a bunch of buildings there have been like set on fire and are being put out as we speak.
Does it seem like anybody is in charge or has like taken the lead in trying to solve the fire?
Yeah, so sure. I guess as you like close in a little bit more, and I think at this point we see some of the people on the ground like turning, right? Like hands going over their eyes. They're looking up at like the ship, the Dragonfly, which is like a distinctly unique looking vessel, you know, as it appears. It is literally like a dragonfly, right? And they're like a couple of them are staring, and I think that you could see there appears to be like a figure who's like turning to all of them, like directing them back, like keep going, you know, keep working. Somebody, there seems to be like a leader here for sure.
Can I fly to that person?
Oh, you're gonna jump?
Are we close enough that I could do that?
Sure. You're gonna like jump right off the ship and fly down? Sure. Yeah.
I got sent to be the diplomat. I guess I should go talk and see what's going on.
Do you say anything to your friends?
Should we, if you're gonna go, should we park a little bit further? So you know, maybe they think that if they've just been attacked, you know, they might think, oh, you're also coming to attack us. So maybe we should, you know, and then we'll come and see you once you give us some sort of signal.
Some sort of signal.
I don't know.
Oh, that
yeah. Hey, you're picking up how I speak pretty good.
Like that.
Pretty good, eh? Yeah.
I can't fly, but I can come with you if someone needs help, and then you have.
Oh
backup.
goodness! Yes, I'm glad to hear that. I was afraid I was the only one who was not keen on jumping out the side of the ship whilst it was still in the air.
I wasn't asking you to.
I'm aware of that, but peer pressure is a mighty force, stronger than gravity, some say.
Yeah.
I think gravity's pretty strong.
Yeah, so I want to fly over to the leader person and try and find out what's going on.
Okay. Okay, so the ship then is going to still continue circling. Like the three of you are going to hang out on it while Vry flies down.
I think the idea was that we might park just a little farther away to not be a distraction from the firefighting efforts.
Got it.
Yeah, and then
to not look like a threat,
over.
you know. Yeah.
We don't have anything that could help with that, do we? Does anybody have any?
I thought about doing create and destroy water.
I know, I almost did too, and then I didn't.
I didn't.
I could help minor things, but a significant effort. We don't have like built-in, you know, water tanks on the Dragonfly.
I think that
we're not like the California helicopters.
Right. That's the image I had in my head.
I think there are water tanks, but it would have to be some real improvisational, like blasting work to like open them up and spray water like the California planes, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess as we.
and the people flying the plane are, occupied at the moment. So, we'll never know.
I think that we see the dragonfly kind of carve around and begin to like dip away from the village to get a little bit of distance to go land. And we see Mysterious kind of make their way up to the deck again, and they like leap off the edge, your wings kind of expanding, unfurling. You like catch the drift and like it like red against the blue sky begin like circling down in. And I think as you're closing in, you hear some of the villagers turning, like the murmurs amongst the crowd of like, there's someone coming. What is it? Oh my, what is it? They're flying. Where are they going? And we see this one figure that appears to be wearing like these blue robes. They're very kind of worn and tattered, mud-stained, frayed, threadbare. I think you can see like slightly kind of pointed ears and like a bit of beard growth, this kind of grayish sort of 5 o'clock shadow on their face as they start striding forward. You could see that there's like a sword at their belt, and their hand like goes down, kind of resting on the pommel as they're like looking up towards you, and you kind of begin flying down towards them. And so yeah, as you're like closing in, I think that they call out to you before you land, Asturias, like who goes there? Who are you? We seek no trouble.
No, no trouble. We're trying to help. I'm Asturias Fry from Missouri. That's my ship up there. What happened? They're gonna come down because they can't just like beat their wings in place forever.
Yeah. And so there's the like moment as you're like, and like you, you lower yourself down to the ground. And I think this fellow like takes a step back, and yeah, it's like this half-elven older kind of man, and a couple of other villagers have kind of like come up to stand sort of behind him. A few of them holding like wooden staves and stuff like this. They don't seem to have any like really sophisticated weaponry. They look like defensive and tense and uncomfortable. And this one figure is just like, he's like, your ship. What is that thing? We've never seen anything like that before.
It's a dragonfly.
Where are you people from?
We're traveling. I'm from Missouri.
And he like kind of cocks his head, and like I think you hear some murmuring from this kind of group gathered behind him, like, Missouri, do you know where that is? Is that a village? Is that a city? It doesn't sound like Ogre-word. I don't.
Ogre-word.
And this felt
like the Missouri, like where the tieflings come from.
And I think that this half elf in the front kind of like nods once, like, I met a tiefling once when I was a boy. Can't say I remember where they were from, but you don't look like one of the cast-offs, and you're not setting anything on fire, so.
I just got here.
My name is Beckett. This is the village of Banton. We were attacked by the cast-offs. They came. They broke down our walls. They set fire to our homes. And they took one of our own.
They took somebody? Why?
Yes. And I think that you hear from like behind in one of the group, like they're kind of like murmuring to each other, you know. They're not a very disciplined crowd. And I think you hear from like one of these kind of gawkers in the back, because he wasn't really one of us, that's why. And somebody's like, damn it, shut up. Shut up, Lurger. And Beckett kind of like turns like scowling back, and he's like, I can't say I know why, but they killed a half dozen of us. I can't say I've ever seen a dragonfly either. Nothing like that before in my life. You people aren't from around here, are you?
No, never been here before. Do you think those cast-off you said are gonna come back?
We haven't had trouble with them in recent years, but, well. And I think at this point, like, someone in the back actually yells, like, they won't be back. They got what they wanted. We never should have taken that fool in, and you know it, Beckett. And, like, he turns looking back, like, that's not your decision to make. I don't see you up here making hard choices to keep the rest of us alive. It was the right thing to do, and I would have done it again.
So do you, do you want to get him back if you do it again?
And I think that he turns looking back to you, and he's like, his jaw is like tight. He seems like unsure. But again, like one of these folks in the crowd is like, we need him back. It was a blessing. His coming was a blessing to us. It was brought from the stars. It was a sign.
Oh, I'm from the stars.
That's what I told you, Beckett. That's what I told you. You don't see nothing like that flying through the air. That's no monster. And Beckett's like, is that true? From the stars?
Is what not confused.
I
Is
know.
what true.
He's asking you, like, you're from the stars? That's true.
I mean, yeah, the circle of the stars. And also the stars. You know, the stars.
The stars. I think that he just like looks up. He's like looking up at the sky, and he like turns back to you, like he's peering kind of past you in the direction where the ship went, and he's like, how many of you tieflings are on that ship?
Just me.
Are you fighters? Soldiers? Do you have weapons?
We have some weapons. Fighters might be a strong word. I'm a diplomat. They are.
It's so good. It's so
The
good.
way they said, I'm a diplomat. I'm a diplomat.
And I think Beckett's like, if you can get him back, he deserves a fate better than this. We promised we'd keep him safe. We failed. And one of the others in the back, I think the one who was like kind of saying like, Aelus was a blessing to us. He came at the equinox, a light opened from the sky. He fell from the heavens like a shooting star. He was the stars made flesh. Everything got better after he arrived. Everything did, and you know it. Any of you, you know it. You may be afraid. You may be afraid of what the cast-offs did. You may be afraid that they'll come back. But you know that we need him back if we can get him. And Beckett kind of like turns, looking back to you, Asterius, and is like, he's just a boy. A child. He deserves a better fate than this. I made him a promise. And I couldn't follow through.
Well, I can't speak for my whole crew without them here, but I could go back to them and tell them what's going on. I mean, what's the kid's name? Payless?
Alas.
What's he look like?
I think he says, his name is Alas. He is full elf blood. Rare people here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm taking notes.
I think we hear like a mutter in the back, like some diplomat, you know.
I'm the diplomat. I can't speak for my people, though. I love it. So good.
I mean, I can't.
Both are so perfect in character.
I'm doing my best.
I think the scene.
Killing it.
Yeah.
I think the scene fades out for a moment of Asturias standing amongst these villagers in like the town square. The buildings are all like kind of small wooden houses. It seems like very simple, you know, and you're noticing that, like, other than Beckett, none of these people are like wearing swords or steel weaponry or anything like that. They have like spears and staves and stuff. Like one of them maybe has a bow, right? But I think that we cut back to the side of the dragonfly, like as the wings are kind of like puttering and thrumming, and like the 4 feet of the metal legs kind of like touch down, the ship like kind of sinking a little bit and rising, and the wings like slow and stop. And yeah. And so Doc and Rhea and the professor, yeah. What do you guys, what's going on here?
I think Doc is just like grabbing everything and like strapping the battle axe to her back, throwing on the like just preparing for as if there's going to be like some major battle going on. She's like packed, and there's like on her belt there's carabiners with all sorts of like doodads and stuff all hanging off of it. Like she's
doodads,
gearing up.
Doodad check. Yeah. Yes.
Doodads and what's it? Yeah.
Yes.
Meanwhile, the professor is just like walking off the ship wearing a tweed jacket and like basically carrying next to nothing else. Like I think Doc and Waffle are like loaded up, and like maybe the professor's carrying a book. Like he took the time to like find the one book about Malpiede Prime, or that like might slightly be helpful in his collection. But that's as much preparation as he can do.
I think Rhea is internalizing that like the history of like Clancy is that like this turtle comes to a planet and basically saves them, and is like slowly starting to like this is what I'm meant to do. We're here. We're gonna help them. We're gonna save them. It's gonna be great. And so like slowly like wanting to like pack all the stuff and get ready to go see what's happening with these villagers.
Okay. Fantastic. And so Lux and Jake and the Badman's taking a nap, but Lux and Jake are like standing in the cabin like, we'll keep an eye on things here. Good luck. That's the generic voice for player characters who are not here. It's just my voice. And so,
Doc lets out a whistle, and Waffle like sort of flies over and lands on her shoulder, and they head out.
Okay, cool. And so I think that from like the cabin in the back, I think that there's probably like a whole like deck in the back that kind of like drops out a ramp, like, and we get the scene, right, of like the three of you walking out, Doc with like the battle axe and the doodads, the professor in the tweed, the chain into the Dakota ring, and here comes like Rhea, the like sigil of the turtle prominently displayed, right? And so yeah, as the three of you start like walking towards this village, Asturias, are you heading back to your friends, or is there more conversation to unfold?
I think I just want like, okay, so we know his name and we know he's an elf. Do we know anything about like where the cast-offs come from or are going to, or why they would want to take this kid who fell out of a portal in the sky?
I mean, that last one feels like it might answer itself, perhaps. It's like they're not sure. They're not like, there's a bunch of conflict there as to like why they came to take this kid. But the people like seem to be saying like he was a blessing. He was blessed. Like he was like this sort of holy like child or whatever.
Are you an angel?
Yeah, exactly. Are we gonna have a yippee off? Is that what we do?
Nope. We do not have time. It's a thorough endeavor. We have other things to do.
So I think that they tell you though. I think Beckett is like, he's like, these ones are led by Vragek. They've got a cave over in the low hills to the west, a few miles from here. They don't bother with us much usually. Haven't had trouble with them in years, like I said. But I'm sure that's where they are. If I were to bring any of us here, many of us would die. And I'm not sure that we'd be able to get him back in the end anyway.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go talk to my friends, my people, and see if we can help. Okay. Bye. And they're like, the wigs come out and they're like up and out of there. Like, it was so stressful. They've never had to actually do that before.
Yeah.
Love the like, okay,
Bye.
They don't know what to do.
They're just a baby diplomat.
I love it. No, I love it. It's the best. It's the best.
And for that reason and many, I have sincerest confidence in Asturias and their ability to serve as diplomat on this mission.
I think as we're walking,
saying that too.
Yeah, I think I was like walking out, and
We're talking about how great you're doing.
Well,
For sure.
Ray's been wanting to ask the professor, like, do you think they're them down there? Do you think they were just tiny, or do you think we were just far away?
Ah, yes, perspective. It is an important thing to have and to understand. We were far away, and now we will be close. But that does mean the flames will also be larger.
Oh yeah. Okay. Gotta be careful.
Doc, do you perchance have any way of fighting these flames should they still be raging?
I generally go with water as a way of putting out fire. Unless it's an oil fire, then you really can't do that. Then you got to smother that thing. So I guess we gotta get there and see. I don't have like magical water or anything, but I guess we'll see what we can do when we get there.
That does remind me. Rhea, do you perchance have any holy water on you?
No holy water. We don't tend to use.
Only this one vial that I brought with me when I was assigned to this mission. It would be very helpful to have more in the future. So perhaps that's something we could work on.
Holy water or just regular water?
Holy water. Water that has been made holy.
I don't think that's going to help you against the fire. I think we should stick with regular water.
I see.
I think you underestimate holy water there, Doc. It's pretty powerful stuff.
I want to see the conversation between Rhea and Jake where she's like, we need holy water.
Could you bless this water, please?
Okay. So I think as the three of you are like walking, there's kind of like this grass all about, like it comes up about to probably like your hips, Doc. I think that Professor, how tall are you? We've established you are well over 300 pounds. But like, how tall are you?
How tall am I?
Big boy.
I think I'm nearly 8 feet tall. Is what I said, but I don't remember off the top of my head.
I'm just curious of like scale. And what about Rhea? Like, is Rhea the tallest?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He might be close.
Close.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Rhea and like the professor kind of like towering over Doc a little bit as
Apparently.
as the three of you are
And
walking.
Waffle.
Yeah. Waffle like cruising along over the top of the grass here, and here comes Asturias like flying back towards the three of you. You see your friends approaching.
They asked if we were fighters, and I said,
That guy over there, he knocked a turtle off a ship. We're fine. You can fight anything.
I should hope that's the word yes in some language with which I'm not familiar.
That's not exactly what I said, but
Wait, what do they want us to fight?
some kid fell out of the sky, and
I
some
don't fight
people,
children.
Some people came and took him, and they want him back. So they're hoping we can go get him. I think they said to the west. I got really nervous, so my memory's not super good.
No problem. Yeah.
That is
So-
understandable.
No problem. I've seen many problems.
Well, I just meant about the being nervous part. The other part, there's some problems. The being nervous part, I get so nervous around Jake over there. So I get being nervous,
I
But
believe this is the farthest I've seen you away from him since we began our journey.
yeah, it's he said he told me to come, so do whatever he says. So we gotta go fight the people who took the children. I think that seems perfectly reasonable. Doctor, what problems? Yeah.
Important question. I'm sorry to interrupt. Is the town still burning down?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it is, right? Are they still like actively putting out
Most of the
fire?
fires are like out, right? It's the scenario of like
Okay.
smoldering buildings, and they're just like kind of like really soaking everything out to like make sure that like the fires are out enough that they can begin like cleaning and repairing everything. But there's no raging inferno.
Well, that's good because we weren't going to be much help with
Apparently
that anyway.
not. No,
No.
clearly.
Where are we supposed to go? Who took this kid? These are, maybe not problems, but I got a lot of questions.
They said the cast-offs attacked the village and took the kid. His name is Aelus, and he's an elf. I guess they don't get a lot of elves out here, but they'd never heard of Mazire, so I don't think they know a whole lot of stuff.
It's got to be it.
In what direction did they head?
West.
You got any other sort of location info? Because west is pretty big. Eventually, you end up back where you started.
Yeah, what did you say, Rich? Something about
Also, I don't even know
Whirlwind
which way
something.
north is on this planet. It could be anything. So we don't even know if we're,
Let's go back to the guy that I talked to, and maybe he can physically point, and we can follow the direction of the pointing.
Okay. So the four of you like striding in now, you're coming much closer to the village, right? And you could see that like really like not far around the edge of kind of this circular sort of town is the smashed down wall, the smoldering buildings. These people are like kind of bucket brigading water from the well to like the burned out kind of hovels. And as you're coming, I think like somebody like whistles, like and we see this fellow Beckett like turn looking back, and he comes like striding over. He's not accompanied by this like entourage of people this time, though like a bunch of folks are like just straight up staring like in the bucket line. They're just like holding the buckets looking at the 8-foot tall Fearbulk and the GIF and the flying metal dragon along with Doc
He's tiny.
herself.
It's fine.
Yeah, he is tiny, but he's still quite striking to the eye.
unusual.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they're all kind of staring, and I think Beckett like starts walking to you, and he's just like, "Strange friends you've got there, Asturias."
You look at Asturias and think we're the strange ones?
I was gonna basically say the same thing. It's like, you thought I was strange, so
I'll be.
We're fighters.
You look at I've never seen the likes of any of you before, I'll be honest. You people are from the stars? That ship came down from the heavens?
Sure.
Well, I'm from the stars. They're from the ship.
Okay.
Yes, we did a lit from...
Yeah.
Yes. I feel we've become
Yeah,
a
for
distraction.
simplicity's sake, yeah. We're all Whatever.
Yeah.
Doc here wasn't really sure if the people who stole the kid were bad guys, I think, is what she was saying.
No.
They're treacherous villains, he says. He says the Kastovs have been experimenting on themselves for generations.
Oh.
Magical experiments, mutations, inbreeding. They're the worst kind of ogres. They're monsters.
Ooh.
Twisted. I think he says, Vragek is... Well, he's half insect now.
Oh, goodness.
That sounds very cool.
Might I ask a question?
The ogre's inbred and now he's half insect?
Magical experimentation and mutations also. It wasn't just the inbreeding. Yeah, it was a sophisticated and complex series of generational experimentations that have turned him into
Yeah,
a...
Zed didn't quite follow the science.
Yeah,
Okay.
all of this is like just super intriguing to Doc. I think she's like, what's this about, like experimentation and magical? What? Okay, I wanna go. I wanna find out what's happening.
Well, I
Also,
do have
this guy sounds
one-
really bad. I'm sure. Like, I'm sure he's the worst. But also, like, where do we find him?
I should like to know one important thing, please. Which insect?
He's like a scorpion. He's got
Oh,
6 legs, venomous tail. He's a hideous, vicious beast. He led the rest of them when they came. They smashed the walls, set fire to the houses, and demanded that we turn the boy over. And I hate to admit it, but one of my people did just that.
Okay, well, that part all sounds less cool. So, okay.
He's just a child. The others, they think he's some kind of holy being. They're convinced that since he fell in the light, that things have changed here. Things have gotten better. There's less petty fighting, less bickering, more harmony. I'm not sure that they're wrong, I'll be honest with you. I've never seen anything like it, and I've lived here 60 years.
I hate to break it to you, but it doesn't seem like you've seen a lot of things. So,
Well, I've certainly never seen anything like you people, or your ship. I'm not even
That's what I'm
sure what a ship is, to be honest with
That's what I'm saying.
you.
So they all think he's a blessing from... Do they think... Who do they think said the... Do you believe in any, any deities or, anything like that? I think Rhea hands him a pamphlet.
What's it?
Sort
Yeah.
of
The
gently
Clancyites, the
hands it up.
Jehovah's Witnesses of space?
Mm,
Oh boy. Okay.
yeah, I do think the professor leans over to Asturias and says, people believing someone is a divine creature sent to make things better. Where on earth have I heard that before?
I think that
Rhea doesn't hear any of that.
Beckett.
Whether, legitimately or not, or just, doesn't want to hear it. I think, or, to be
I
decided.
think Beckett takes the paper and he looks at it what is the turtles? Yeah, we have turtles here.
All the way down. Read all the way down.
No, not turtles.
Clancyites and
Yeah.
Dash. I'm a little confused.
Yeah, read it on your own time, and you'll get it.
Right. Okay. And I think he folds the paper up and
It's not a thing to be rushed through, You gotta, take your time like a turtle.
It's a bit of a slog.
I think that he says,
Oh man.
I'm not sure what I believe about the boy, but on the spring equinox, a light shone down on us like the light of the stars, and the boy fell from it. He floated like a feather when you drop it, floats to the ground, until he was laying here, without a stitch of clothing, curled like a babe in the middle of the town. I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't seen it myself, but I did. So I don't know if he's some holy being or if he's blessed us or not, but I know that he's an innocent child, that he has no one but us to look after him, and that I promised I'd do my best, and I failed. So I'll be honest, I don't know what to think of any of you. The last 2 days, a lot has happened. This is a quiet place. Things like this don't occur here. But if you're willing to help us get him back, it will mean a great deal to me.
Sounds like you really screwed up.
Yes, thanks for that. Yes.
We'll
help.
fix that,
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll help.
Which way?
And I think he points west, and now you know which way west is. And
He pointed.
and you see,
We're
I
good
think
to
this like
go.
low rolling kind of range of kind of hills, and I think you could see like the kind of trickling of what looks like a river kind of like running down out of the hills there. And I think it's like very evident from the area where like the stockade fence, the kind of wall to the town, has been like smashed and burned. There's like this kind of trampled path through the grass, like blazed right back in that direction, like leading a clear beeline back to the hills, right?
I do have one more question for you. Beckett, I believe it was. What is your role here in this town?
He says, I'm the mayor. I keep the peace. I try to make sure that everybody's fed, cared for, that the work gets done that we need to have done, that the taxes are paid to the imperial monarchy, that we stay safe.
Nobody gets kidnapped, that sort of stuff.
Yes, that's supposed to be my role, all right? Yes. I messed up.
I mean, I have to ask, like, do I believe him?
Make an
Does he
insight check.
seem on the up
Yeah,
and
make
up?
an insight check.
Okay. I don't have to ask, but I do ask.
Please, ask.
Me and my -1 wisdom coming to the party.
Oh!
Boom! Natural one.
That's a critical one. You don't trust this guy at all. He's a lying scumbag. You're pretty convinced that he might have given the kid to the ogres, to the cast-offs. He seems shady.
Mm-hmm. I see. Very well.
Complications.
I think Doc's gonna take out one of the doodads and kind of fiddle with it, and so that she knows which way west is now, and it will kind of continue to lead that way.
Perfect.
Oh, sick.
Doc's
Yeah.
like planetary alignment device doodad. Yeah.
Hearing that he's like the mayor of the, just get a few more pamphlets to pass around. A couple extra. You know,
Are you giving them to him?
put them somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Put them somewhere. People could see him.
I think-
in a bulletin or something.
Like he takes
you know.
this fistful and he's like, listen, if you can get Alis back, I'll let you talk to everybody in the village.
Okay, we gotta go. Okay, time to go. Just, I think Rand's gonna start walking the path that has been, clearly where everybody came from.
Cool.
I think on the way out, Asterius is going to turn to Beckett and be like, greetings and good wishes from the people of Mazire to your people. We'll be back.
I've never heard of Mazire before, Astorius, but I won't soon forget it. Please, just Just help the boy.
Yeah, okay. And then they get like too nervous, and then they gotta go. And they're like, okay, I did it.
Thank you.
I did the thing that I'm supposed to do. Okay, I did it.
So I think that Reginald is trying to kind of catch up to Rhea, maybe like walking along with Doc, and it's just kind of like checking back over his shoulder, looking at Beckett and making sure like Beckett doesn't shank Astorius or whatever. And he just, I think he says to Doc, like, did you get a strange sense from that fellow? That perchance maybe not everything is as not everything is as it seems?
No, I did not. I thought he seemed fine.
I see.
But he seemed pretty down on this scorpion dude. And, I always take this stuff with a grain of salt, right? A lot of people think I look weird, and, I'm the most normal one here. It's not my first run-in with a closed-minded little town, is all I'm saying.
Did we just get the Professor Reggie's laugh? Is that it?
I think he laughs as much as he can stifle it, but cannot. Very well then. Perhaps I was the only one to pick up on it. But I think, as is the case in most things, whoever speaks first writes the first draft of history, but it is not always accurate. So that grain of salt, that saying, I may steal that, because I do not trust him.
When the Fairborgs were starving, they used to eat scorpions because that's all they could have, and it was much better when you had salt.
Fortunately, the gift you are well fed. As you could imagine, the amount of food necessary to power our bodies is quite immense.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Mm-hmm. What about
a lot of
you?
meat on a scorpion. It's pretty exoskeleton-y.
The scientific term.
Like doodads. I love this conversation.
Go to school for biology. I did go to school for biology.
Yes.
The scientist
Scorpion
on the call.
biology,
Yes,
though.
she did.
Yeah, that's what.
The doctor in the house. So I think that as the lot of you, the four of you, kind of walking, waffle, flying along with you, making your way. This is a good question. Does Astorius walk or do you fly? Like, do you bother to walk with the rest of them, or are you flying around them?
That is a good question. I think on their homeworld, everybody flies. So I think initially they kept flying, and then they felt a little weird about it. And Doc just made this comment that she's the only normal one here. So now Astorius is super self-conscious about even more than they already were. And they were already stressed out about talking to people and trying to do a good job. So I think, now they're just walking shoulder slumped, checking to make sure everything looks the way it's supposed to look. And they're like, I think I look normal. What are you talking about? But not saying any of that. That's
so cute. It's a little self-conscious little tiefling.
I love it.
You're right there, but a wee babe.
I love it.
Their legs are going to be so tired.
Yeah, really. Okay, so as the four of you are walking, kind of talking, having this conversation, talking about scorpions and salt and writing history, you're seeing the hills getting closer, right? It's about an hour or so, a little over that for you to get there. You could see this larger kind of river running down out of the hillside that then kind of breaks into a series of smaller streams kind of spreading out across the grasslands around you. But you could see a very clear, worn, beaten dirt path rolling up the hills, and there appear to be kind of two sort of entrance entrances into the like hills themselves. These two sort of significant caves that are not that far away from each other. They're separated by a distance of like, I don't know, maybe like 40 feet or thereabouts, you know. And so, yeah, is there any like final things? What do you guys want to do? You're still a decent ways off, right? Like, you're probably like, 600, 800 feet away from these cave entrances as you're looking up into the hills.
When we go into the cave, and I think at that point, like Reggie starts what he believes to be some sort of like tactical speech, but it just stops there. He just gets to that point. We go into the cave. What do we do inside the cave?
I don't know if we go into the cave right away. I think maybe we should scout.
Excellent. It shan't be me.
The trailing laugh.
How shall you scout?
I think we gotta send in Waffle.
Oh my, Waffle, the best.
Right? Anybody got anything better?
I guess I have find familiar, but I don't really know how that works.
Oh. Okay. So, Asterius, if you would like, you can, in fact, utilize one of your wild shapes to rather than like turn into your sorry form or wild shape or anything like that, you could conjure a familiar, and it's essentially like a tiny animal, right? You could like pick off that list, bat, crab, frog, hawk, lizard, an owl, any of these things, and then you could send it in. Essentially, like once you have the familiar conjured, you could sort of close your eyes and like warg into it, see through its eyes, perceive through its senses at a range of up to 100 feet, should you choose.
Okay. I think if we can send Waffle in, that's probably the better thing to do. Like, I don't know that...
I was going to say, Waffle can't do any of those things. So,
oh, sure. Okay, well then...
I can't see through Waffle.
No. But, like, so, how would Waffle scout?
Fly around and look, and then... I haven't actually figured out how Waffle and I communicate yet. I feel like we just kind of know. Right?
Because I'm pretty committed to turning into stars. I'd rather do that than see through an animal.
I haven't really done this much yet, but I could be invisible.
Wait, what? That seems
useful to know.
Rich, can you just clarify that? Like, I can use hidden step. Can I use it? It says until my next turn, until I make an attack, a damage roll, or a saving throw.
The thing with the hidden step is you turn invisible, and it's really only for like 6 seconds. It's like not the full invisibility spell, So it would be very funny if you're like, I could turn invisible and like run into the door.
Hold on. Okay. So I can turn invisible for 6 seconds. I could do it. Is about as much as I can do. So if that's helpful at all, we got that.
Yeah, I think it is. I think you run in and run out really fast.
Okay.
That sounds very useful in a very specific situation. This does not appear to be that situation.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But perchance.
Oh,
I know not.
Oh, yeah. Well.
I guess we send in the mini dragon.
Sending in the mini dragon.
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of you, are you going to make your way like up towards the cave entrance and like wait at the entrance and send Waffle in, or is he like really ranging away from you? You're going to stay far away from the entrance?
No. We're going up. At least I am going up close to like, bust some heads if need be.
Should we be like, what if they're like right inside the cave? Should we be Should we sneak towards the cave entrance?
I don't know how that's gonna go for
For whom?
all of
Reggie.
them. Like literally all of them.
Well, if they're not close, then it doesn't matter. You know?
I shall have you know, I'm quite average at being stealthy.
Yes. With a dexterity of 0. We were all there.
Dexterity of 0. Okay.
0.
So, with that, I bring you to the map, my friends. You
The map.
you can totally cheat and see the map on the stream, so don't look. And yeah, you've got Waffle, and I'm pretty sure Waffle has vision for you, Doc. You should be able to see.
Yeah, hold on, sorry.
Oh, you know what would be hilarious? If I was invisible, I don't have dark vision. So I would have just no, didn't see anything in there. You're all good. You're all can head in. There's nothing in there. You know?
Yeah, I can see Waffle's little line of sight. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna, like, we've all kind of got up closer, hopefully not making too much of a noise in the process. And, from outside, I'm gonna kind of whisper, and I'm gonna be like, be safe, little buddy. Use the signal if you get into trouble.
What's the signal? I'm really curious. I just should... We'll wait. We'll see what it is if it comes up, I guess.
And then Waffle's gonna kind of like hang close to the ceiling of the cave if possible, like trying to stay away from any light that might reflect off of his metallic bits.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna try to, sneak in, and he's kind of going, slowly so that he doesn't zip past anybody or doesn't like stumble upon anything.
Got it. Go ahead and make a stealth check for Waffle. I know he doesn't have stealth, so it's just a straight dexterity check.
Straight dex, okay.
20!
He's so stealthy!
Waffle is a legend. I think Waffle, like flying quietly up near the top of the cave, makes his way in, and I think immediately he spots this. So you tell me, Doc, what does Waffle do?
I think Waffle's gonna go in like the opposite direction and try to keep scouting, but like staying as far away from whatever that
Okay,
is.
you can grab the reins and move him where you'd like. How about that?
Okay.
So he sees like this big hulking sleeping ogre, and I think as Waffle even like examines it, I think it's got like almost kind of like this chitinous sort of like bits of carapace on like its big fleshy exterior, and it's slumped against the wall kind of sleeping, And so Waffle quietly flying up high. The cave is probably about like 35 feet. And so I think we see him kind of like weaving around like the stalactites hanging off the ceiling,
Yeah, he's being like a real sneaky
Yep,
boy.
got it. And so you can see the place opens up. There's a couple of passages leading down. I think from this direction, Waffle hears like scrabbling and like the sounds of kind of carapace on stone, skittering feet.
Okay. Yeah, I guess Waffle's gonna like keep heading in. Sorry,
No problem.
just like keep doing his like little circle scout.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know. Oh,
And as he comes around the corner, he sees these three things, and they appear to each be like eating the bits of like whatever, something fleshy that is like mostly devoured, like gnawing at like bones of some kind of carcass here. They're bug-like with like these mandibles, this kind of chitinous yellow exterior. Right, gross, buggy.
Yeah. I think he's very quickly going to be like, nope, not
Mhm.
that way. That's
Mhm.
gross.
Mhm.
Looking
And
out.
duck back. Okay, and so there's kind of like these 3 passageways that he can
Mhm.
see ahead. Okay. I think he's going to come back and like, he's got a lay
Okay,
of,
I'm gonna
of
move
things,
him
but he's
back
not going
to
to like
you.
test his luck.
Yep, got it.
Okay, great.
There you go. He comes back up to you.
Okay. And I think we've like developed this like sign language over the years. Like I built him. I
Mhm.
like so that this is he doesn't like speak or anything, but I think he's sort of like pantomiming like the layout, and then he makes like a little face that's like his like ogre face, and he's like makes a little like noise to like talk about the bug eating or the buggy
Mhm.
things. And so we've sort of been able to like gather the information that Waffle's got, and it's understandably not that much, but I'm gonna try to like, I think I'm gonna like gesture to everybody to like come a little bit further away from the cave entrance, and I'm gonna try to let them know what's going on. We've got this big sleeping ogre when we first get in there. There's some other things around the corner. There's these passageways. Maybe heard something from one of them that doesn't sound great. So we don't have everything. I can send him in again, but I don't want him to be too far away if something bad happens.
Okay.
I understand. So what do you recommend? Do we go in and attack?
That is a bold statement coming from someone who refuses to fire a triggering weapon.
There are many ways to do damage in battle. That is merely one.
Great, you lead us in there and take on that ogre first.
Now, no one said anything about leading in battle.
Was there any sign of the kid?
Oh, yes, of course, the mission.
Not yet, so we've kind of got a couple places to avoid, but no, we don't know. So we can send him in again and scout, or I don't know, can you do? None of us seem to be able to do much without risking. If we all sneak in, we can kind of keep sending Waffle off ahead of us. I just don't want to, have him be in there all by himself. He's he's so little.
I guess we should sneak.
It's an option.
Is there a world? Do we have reason to believe that this... You said it was a ogre that was sleeping?
Yeah, it seemed all gross and stuff.
Alive?
Yeah, definitely alive. So we should, try to take that out first before we get any further. If we can do it quietly, how do we got anything that'll work quietly?
Something to incapacitate permanently a large creature that is disgusting and do it with no sound.
Yep.
I feel like Ray has got an idea that's about.
Well, Rhea has that like these would be risky plans in the sense that it's not sneaking. I have command, which I could try to use, which but the duration is one round,
and it's like a one-word command.
It's one word command. There is grovel, but I don't know, or run, and then I've hold person, but I don't know that will really work. So
yeah, this is where like an ogre is technically a giant, and I have to be a jerk, right? I think it only works on humanoids.
No, you don't have to be.
No, I just mean by like knowing the rules.
A humanoid, a humanoid you can see within range. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's all I got.
Sorry,
What?
ignore.
No problem.
It appears
we could mend the giant.
It appears our options are to fight the creature, evade the creature, or distract the creature.
So I don't know how much evading we're gonna do. Like this thing is right by the entrance, so I think we have to take it out first. We just have to try to do it without like alerting the entire rest of them. Which, I assume there's more.
Well,
I could just go up and hit it.
fortunately, Lux is not with us.
What if we... Okay, I got an idea. We send Waffle in. Waffle wakes him up, draws him out of the cave, and then we're out there waiting. We take him out. And then we get to go in.
Woken by waffles. Certainly a plan.
Yeah, it's a regular Saturday morning.
Yeah, I've been woken up by waffles.
Best part of waking up is waffle in your face. Yep. Okay.
To
Oh,
your
that's how it
death.
goes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Okay, great. Done. Right? I mean, are we better off fighting this outside the cave or inside the cave where, like, theoretically it's their home turf? I mean, I don't know. I don't know that it makes a huge difference. I guess fighting it outside the cave is farther away. So, any noise that we make is less likely to disturb the locals.
True.
And like echo through the entire cave.
True.
So now we're trying to lure the ogre out of the cave?
I don't know. You got something better, Starbrain?
Starbrain, why do you hate me? I don't know. I don't know that I do. I was trying to look at what I got.
If it is asleep, it's possible we could all attack at once before it wakes and hope to deal enough damage.
It's possible.
My fear is that Waffle, upon awaking the ogre, would not only incur significant damage himself, but also anger the ogre in a loud, boisterous way that would fail in both regards.
How far in is the? It's not very far in. Just
Very close.
very close. Because like if I'm not sneaky, but if I do, if I can see it, then I can cast command on it and tell it to come, out or whatever one word thing I want to do, and hopefully it comes outside. Yeah, but I have to see it, and I can't see it, and I can't see in the dark. So would I even be able to like, without dark vision, I can't see in like even 5 feet in front of like how much?
Well,
I
I
can't see
can-
anything, right?
Doc's got the night vision goggles, so Doc can like hand those to you if you need.
Nice. Does anybody have dark vision except Asterius though? Dark. Do you need them, Doc? You don't. Do you need?
Yeah, I do if I'm also going in the cave.
But if I
yes.
turn into a star, then I'm glowing.
True.
And I'm 10 feet of bright light and then another 10 feet of dim light
Okay.
radius.
Okay.
So I just glow the way.
And I think in this discussion as well, like Reginald would pull out his decoder wheel that he uses to cast many spells, and he would pop off the back, and off of the back erupting is a large flame of a continual flame that would operate like a torch in terms of distance.
Can I ask you something, Philly? With command, if the target is asleep and I cast it, will they be able to respond? Would I know that whether it would work on somebody who's asleep?
Great question. That's a good one. I think that they have to be awake enough to hear the thing. You know what I mean?
I'll cast it twice. Once for wake.
Yeah. Awake! Sleep!
Wakey, wakey. Nope, that's 2 words. That's two
Two
words.
words. I know it gets very tricky. to one word. Yeah,
let's have a look
That's
here.
fine.
When command to a creature, the target wishes to the file the command. I think they have to hear. If it doesn't understand your language, the spell has no effect, right? So I think that if they're sleeping, they don't understand your language per se.
Oh, they're sleeping. Yeah, they can't hear me. Yeah, they're asleep. Yeah, of course. Okay, all right.
I think we should send in Waffle and be prepared to go in to support him if necessary.
Yeah, that's easy for you to say.
Well, we could try this at the same time if Waffle wakes up the ogre, and then I cast command at the same time as soon as it wakes up before it attacks.
Yep.
Okay.
If you are attempting to cast a spell such as that, then if that is our first attempt, I should like to assist you and make it more likely that the creature fails its attempt to evade your command. In which case, Reginald would prepare to cast Mind Sliver on the ogre when it wakes.
Nice. Just to talk through for you guys, the players here, order of operations. Like the way this will work is we'll all roll initiative, and then we'll just start with Waffle, right? Like Waffle will get the opening salvo, and we'll like roll through the initiative to see who goes next and how things play out, right?
Great.
So you tell me when you're ready. I'm happy to let you just continue planning at the mouth of the cave for another hour. That's cool.
Well, the whole thing relies on I also need to be able to see the ogre. That's the other important piece of this whole plan. So I know Reggie has continual flame, but we'll have to,
So maybe
Grace,
we all
is what
sneak
you're
in.
doing- Is what you're doing an attack roll or a saving throw?
A saving throw.
Oh, okay, never mind.
And I'm trying to get it to I'm trying to get it to come out of the cave, right? Is that what I'm trying to do? That we've decided?
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
I think if you're... It is up to you, but if we are attempting to defeat this creature, any means of assisting that would... It matters not where it is, no?
Yeah. You and Waffle sneak in. I'll give you the night vision goggles so you're good. Get it to come out where the three of us are ready to attack it.
Excellent. This is a foolproof plan.
I don't know about that, but it's a plan.
This is a foolish plan.
It's going to be very tricky with one word to figure out what like
Exit. Flee.
exit. I'm afraid it will go further into the cave.
Exit is good. Flee would drive it further into the
Exit.
cave, but I'll like
Exit.
give you this much.
Okay.
Exit is probably
Okay,
good.
exit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Way out. Oh, that's two
That's
words.
2 words. Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Very well. I'm prepared. Are you all?
Okay, Doc is gonna like very gingerly like hand over
Yeah.
the night vision goggles and be like,
Appreciate that.
"Don't break them."
Man.
I think are they adjustable or just immediately tries to put them on her head?
They like snap.
I think they're like like ski goggles, right? There's like
Great.
there's a thing.
Right, it's like
Just-
shit, like gets the whole thing out to fit it. Okay, so I'll say to you all,
You want us all to roll
yeah,
initiative?
click your tokens, roll initiative, and we'll start with Waffle.
Ooh.
Well, hello.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh.
Do you want me to roll
Let's go.
What's
separately
going on
for
over there?
Waffle?
You don't have to.
Ooh.
Waffle can go on your turn. That's fine. Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
no.
that's about how confident Asturias feels right now. Is not at all.
This is a remarkable initiative lineup, though, as Waffle goes, and then the ogre goes immediately afterwards. So, yeah, I guess. Is there anything?
Cool. Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, how much of? Yeah, shoot.
What are you thinking?
Oh, I was just gonna ask. The whole plan relies on Rhea getting in there quickly.
Well,
Well,
Yep,
as
I
they
guess
say in
so.
college, no plan survives contact with
people who do not know the plan and do not agree with it.
This is not that bad, like Waffle will wake it up, the ogre will react, the professor gets a moment, and then Rhea, it's fine. It's not like there's that many things that could go wrong, right?
Do you know how
Great.
much planning I had made before I got paralyzed last time? I was like new to spellcasting. I'm like, I'll do this and then I'll do this. It's like, oh no, I'm just
gonna
Or you'll roll
spend
saving
3
throws.
rounds
So,
not doing
we're all
anything.
Okay, so then I'm gonna instruct Waffle. I'm like, you are going to wake it up, and then you are getting out of there.
Okay.
No heroics. You are not
Okay.
a kamikaze dragon.
No heroics. Are you doing anything before Waffle reacts here? Before Waffle goes?
I have like readied my crossbow into as much as I can see. I don't actually I can't actually see in the dark, but I'm like ready to kind of fire as Waffle comes like flying past me.
Just to clarify, Professor's got his decoder continual flame out, right?
Yes, it is wrapped around the top button of his vest.
Okay, so there's...
And it is like projecting flame out of his
Yep,
chest.
and also because you're standing at the entrance and it's still daylight, right? There's light streaming through this entry to the cave. So if the ogre comes running out, you'll be able to see him. So Doc, you bring your crossbow up. You're holding your action to shoot when the ogre appears. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah. If the ogre is coming, as the ogre comes towards us, once it's
Got it.
Once the ogre appears, we'll say that. No, sorry, I don't want to discourage the ogre from coming this way. I'm gonna shoot it. Can I give a contingency? If it's leaving, I'm gonna shoot it, but if it's coming towards us, I'm gonna wait.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Sounds good. And yep, Grace, what were you gonna say?
A good thing to know is that the command, it only lasts 1 round. So if it's going to exit and doesn't get all the way there, the command will stop. So it will probably not continue to leave.
Okay.
Any attempt to bring it to us shall survive.
So from here, Doc, Waffle's got 40 feet of movement. If it does whatever it wants to do from here, it can definitely get back to all of you in its turn. So Waffle has flown in. What do you want Waffle to do to set things off here?
Waffle's gonna tail whip him in the face to wake him up.
Okay, so Waffle has to move in a little bit closer to do that, but go ahead, make an attack roll with advantage as the ogre sleeps and is not prepared to be tail whipped in the face. So we see Waffle whack, just crack the ogre across the face with his little metal tail. We hear this crunching sound as this kind of thin layer of kind of chitin over the ogre's face shatters for 9 points of damage. I think we hear that's Waffle's action. Then he's gonna move.
Yeah, and then he is beelining it out of that.
Okay, the ogre is gonna make an attack of opportunity at him. Go ahead and move up, Waffle.
Okay.
Waffle gets clipped on his way out. Bang! For 11 points of damage. But he...
That's clipped. 11 damage is clipped.
But he can, in fact, move.
40?
Yep. Yeah, that's about right? So, here and here. And...
He's got 40.
You can move him another 5 feet. Put him in the space right in front of you if you want.
Okay. Great.
How does Waffle look after 11?
Not great.
I think Waffle's flying back. He's got his little dragon bell rung. The ogre goes also having 40 feet of movement. It's going to be bam and bam. Yeah, it comes running down into the tunnel to here. And yep, you all see it coming and it's charging with the club over its head that it as it sees the lot of you. And I think I think it's gonna heave a javelin. It just throws a javelin at let's see. Unfortunately, it can't see all of you. Would it go for Waffle?
I am definitely there, trying to
yeah, it's throwing this
exit,
javelin at you. And so
Yeah.
you also have this held action here, Doc, if you want to use it.
Yeah.
So you could shoot your crossbow back at him. Does 15 hit you, Doc?
No, it does not.
Okay. Doc, you like spin.
But I also don't.
The javelin like sails over your shoulder. You're like, ka-tunk. The crossbow fires, like cracking into the stone wall next to it. That's the ogre's turn. Professor, you're up.
Yeah, so I think that Reginald steps aside and sees this giant and is much larger than he expected. He goes, "Oh, Rhea, I hope you are prepared," and reaches into his pocket and pulls out basically a writing device of some type, like a pencil, and then tosses it like lightly toward the ogre. And it kind of disapparates into a spectral pencil, and he casts Mind Sliver.
That's amazing. The pencil Mind Sliver. Okay, cool. Mind Sliver. So what do I got? A wisdom save or something like this?
That's a great question. That let's see here. It is DC 14 intelligence.
Intelligence.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. That's going to be a complete fail. So he takes 4 points of psychic damage, and what else happens? Anything?
Yes, on his next saving throw, it's minus 1d4 from the next saving throw.
Ooh, nice. Let us note this here as he has been mind-slivered here. I'm going to give him a yellow dot. Okay. Professor, that's your action. Movement bonus action. Anything else?
I think he will step aside.
Yep.
And that's
okay. Rhea, you're up on 5.
Yeah, I think Rhea hands back the dark vision. don't think any of these, you know. Oh, should I still can't? So I think I'm gonna move up. I still can't quite. Okay. The thing about exit is that we're all standing in the way of the exit. So I don't know, you know.
I have cleared the deck for you.
Yeah. You know what? Ray's gonna mix up the plan a bit, you know. Gonna cast Bane. Gonna cast Bane on the ogre.
Okay, cool. I think I'm making a charisma saving throw. Is that right?
Yeah. And
wow,
it's a natural 20.
Wow.
The natural 20 on the charisma saving
Oh my
throw.
gosh, that ogre is so charismatic. Oh my god. Okay.
Does it still have a chance of failing even with a natural 20 on a saving throw?
Yes, natural 20s only are automatic on attack rolls, and so 18 though I think beats the spell DC.
But minus, isn't it?
Oh,
Minus the
yeah.
D4. What's the DC? That's my
yeah.
question.
What is the DC? Good call. How quickly I forget.
It's probably 14.
17.
Oh, doesn't matter.
I don't think it's. It doesn't say.
It should be at the top of your spell page, Grace. All your
Your
spell
spell
DCs.
save.
Oh, 14. Yeah.
14. So it wouldn't have mattered. Yeah.
Good try.
Okay.
Rhea, that was your action. You still have movement and a bonus action.
Ray will stay there, I think.
Okay.
And I think we're good.
Okay.
We're good.
Asturias, you're up.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna. How tall is an ogre?
How tall is an ogre? It's like 11 feet, 10 feet. They're pretty big.
Actually,
Okay.
Can I ask
Yeah,
something?
please.
So if Rhea used hidden step to become invisible and like moved up towards the ogre, and the ogre, like, does that impede the ogre's path? Like the ogre could try to attack, right?
Yeah, the ogre can
I'm
still
invisible?
try to attack you while you're invisible. Oops, I just really effed everything up. The ogre could still try to attack you, but all attacks against you would be at disadvantage while you're invisible. And it would impede its path. It would not be able to, like, just storm past your space.
Okay. I think I'll save that for now, but it's not really much where the ogre can go anyway. So Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna fly 15 feet up in the air, just to be out of the
Got
way of this 11-foot tall ogre. And then I'm gonna cast Ice Knife.
Oh wow. Okay.
My starry ice knife.
Starry,
Oof.
starry ice. Yeah. Go for it.
Yeah, not so good though.
11 hits. Yeah, he's got a
What?
trash bag
Okay.
armor class. He's just wearing like rough hides, you know. Yeah, he's like wearing nothing. He's just big, fat, slovenly ogre, you know. He's got no good AC. So 11 hits.
All right, so I'm up in the air shooting my star ice knife at him
So it is
for
unfortunately
4 piercing, and then you have to do the dex
Yep,
save.
it's not doubled because it's got the 20 on the advantage, right? I'm gonna roll the dex save.
Oh, is that what it's
Yeah.
doing? So it's 1
Yep.
piercing? Is that what's
Yeah,
happening?
the knife like
pathetic.
kind of like it like glances across his shoulder, just cutting him for 1 point of piercing damage, but then like
Star. For 5 additional cold.
Got
damage.
it as
The cold and glittering ogre.
the cold glittery ogre is like just like groans and growls as the ice knife explodes behind him. Yeah, he's like looking a little bit hurt now. Asterius, that was your action. Bonus action, anything else?
I think since all we know right now is about that one ogre, right? Did we see more?
Yeah,
Yeah,
them?
there were 3 gross things around the
Mhm.
corner.
there are 3 gross.
When you
And
say
then more
gross
noises off down a corridor. So
Oh,
Okay.
okay. In that case, let me just double check. How long does my starry form last? 10 minutes. Okay. Sure. Let's go ahead and turn into an archer. Starry archer.
Nice. And so yeah, we see
Yeah.
Asterius kind of like
So long.
evolve. This is really wild as you are like shedding this like bright, like luminous light off your body, your whole form
Yeah, man.
shifting. Wild. You're a constellation. It still blows me away. It's really wild.
It's so cool. It's my favorite thing. I'm flying and I'm stars, and now I'm lighting up a cave.
It's very cool.
What more could
It's
you
very,
want?
very cool. Doc, you're up on 21.
I'm a hippo.
also cool.
Really, all of you are very cool.
No, the stars are way cooler.
I'm so happy. Okay, go.
Doc's gonna shoot the ogre.
Yeah, go for it, Doc.
Yeah.
11 hits, we've established.
Right, yeah.
For 10
10
points
piercing.
of piercing.
Nice.
Got it. Ka-tunk! The crossbow like hammering into the ogre like as like it catches him up in the collarbone, right? We see like this blood like kind of pouring out around his collarbone and as he grabs the bolt, like yanking it out and throwing it to the ground. That's your action, Doc. Bonus action, anything else?
For my bonus action, I'm gonna like snap my finger at Waffle, and that's our signal for him to heal himself and like repair himself on his turn.
So yeah, Waffle's turn.
Yeah. So Waffle's gonna do the repair. I just have to roll this? Right?
Yeah, I guess so.
2
I can
plus 2.
add one of those in here for you. Or if you just hit the heal button, I think it's down at the bottom. You could try to use that if you want. And then actually click heal like it's an attack. Like it's making an attack roll, which it doesn't. Yeah, wow.
15.
Wow.
Hey, there we go.
Oh, Waffle is feeling fantastic.
Epic.
What
So
damage?
good.
Crispy waffle.
Oh.
Let's do this.
Waffle is a champion.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's our turns. Neither of us is gonna
Okay,
move.
the ogre goes. It like steps forward, like, I don't know what you all are doing here, but I'm gonna get you. And it just swings the great club at Freya. 20.
Yeah,
I don't know why I
hits.
called you Freya. I'm sorry, Rhea. 20 does hit as it brings
Yep.
this like massive club down and this big like overhand chop for 10 points of bludgeoning damage. And
Yep.
that is its turn. Professor, you're up on 17.
Okay. So seeing Rhea take damage, seeing Waffle having taken damage, I think the professor is. Yes, I think the professor pulls out. His encoder wheel is a continual flame around his chest. Seeing the starry form above him, he's like, "This is unnecessary," and puts the cap back over it, rotates it, twists it, which brings out the diamond to cast chromatic orb.
Oh, nice.
And he will cast a fiery chromatic orb.
Nice.
Let's do this.
24
to hit.
hits. The chromatic
Wow.
orb blasts him right in the face as you point it over your friends.
Ooh,
For
not the best roll, but that's okay.
fine. 12 points of fire damage. He's like, it's like his face burns. Professor, that was well done. That's your action.
Yes. And I'm just trying to see if I come out here. Okay, my vision is correct. And there's nowhere else I'd rather be.
Than fighting an ogre.
Me neither.
Yeah, I'll move over here so I can see what's going on a little bit better. And that's it. That's all I can do.
Okay. Rhea, you're up on 5.
No place
Okay.
I'd rather be.
So should have done this last time, but I'm gonna forget every time. But I'm gonna cast Spiritual Weapon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it takes the form of like an angry turtle.
Got it.
That's just floating, in the air. And it's gonna attack. So I'll put it behind the ogre, I guess, because there's not much room. Although I know it doesn't take up its own space. But how do I make a melee spell attack?
So if you click the spiritual weapon without the dialogue bubble, just click the name of the spell. It should make an attack roll for you.
Oh yeah.
14 hits. And then when you go for the damage, it's going to ask you, there you go. Okay, cool. For 7 points of force damage, you should have control over the spiritual turtle that has appeared behind the ogre if you want.
Yeah.
It takes 7 points of force damage. Like, it's like the turtle appears in the air, like, chomping down into the ogre's back. Rhea, that's your bonus action. And meanwhile...
Yeah, so I'll attack two-handed with the spear.
Nice. Go for it.
14.
Hits for 4 points of piercing damage.
4.
I think he tries to like parry the attack with this club, and you kind of like the spear tip drags along the club and just like jags him in the wrist. And he looks pretty hurt now. His face is burned. This spectral turtle is chomping at his head. Waffle's like just like looking mad. Yeah, is that your turn, Rhea?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. To the Starry Druid, Asturias Fire, you are up on 2.12.
Me. Okay. Let's start with. Oh shoot! I just clicked away from it. I'm gonna start with my archer shot. Here we go. Do that. Yeah.
13 hits. With
Whoa.
8
Chaos.
points of radiant damage as you're flying in the air above your friends, your whole form glowing, like illuminating them, like literally the stars above their head. I think we see you like reach back and fire the starry beam, and it hammers into the ogre, who just like grunts once as he staggers backwards and drops dead here in the hallway.
No spell slot needed. Didn't have to pick something.
Speak for yourself.
So yeah, there you go. The ogre is down, and I think there's like this moment of silence as you're all like sitting here waiting, unsure, but you don't hear anything come running up afterwards.
Okay.
Doc is going to reach out a hand and cast Cure Wounds on Rhea.
Okay, cool.
Oh, thank
Go
you.
for it. Oh shit, turtles indeed, Brenna.
So good.
For 6 HP.
Nice, Rhea. You're.
I think it's that's happening. Like the dog is like touching Rhea to like, and Rhea's just like patting the turtle on the, turtle on the head.
It's too good.
Like a chain.
Turtle.
Yeah.
So this ogre's like massive hulking form is kind of like, you know, like twisted and like jammed in the entryway. You'll have to like climb over its body. It's a clear like obstruction in and out of this tunnel, but it's dead.
Asturias is gonna fly ahead to light the way.
Okay, go for it.
Yeah.
If I can move myself.
Gonna
30
remind
feet.
everybody quickly, be like, there's more stuff happening. Let's keep to the left. There's stuff to the right.
Very well.
Oh, are we being sneaky?
Yeah.
Rhea,
But you're really bright, so I don't know how that's gonna work.
I think Reginald's saying this as
Thank
he's like
you.
trying to climb up over a dead ogre body with his hippopotamus form. It's a little, you know.
Are you gonna be able to get back out of here?
Rhea's chainmail too, so like at disadvantage on any stealth
Oh boy.
rolls as well. So
yeah, you're not a super stealthy crew here.
No. we landed on this planet in a dragonfly ship. Like we're not. You know.
You left the
We
range.
cannot see in the dark. We do not have stealth.
Speak for yourself.
I was gonna say,
that's not
speak for
my voice.
yourself. Should we go in?
Yeah, let's go. Stick to the left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Lead the way.
Reginald
I'm
like,
leading.
climbs over the dead ogre. Rhea starts climbing. Rhea, you still have your spiritual weapon for 10 minutes, right?
I think it's a minute.
Oh, is it just a minute? Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, just a
You're
minute.
right.
We shall
You're
move
right.
quickly.
After a bit, yeah. After a little while, the turtle is gonna disappear.
I'm going to put him to the side and attach him to a sheet so we can use that again. Okay, so a lot of you like begin making your way in. You could see that this is like a natural cavern as you're coming in here. There's like this moisture kind of clinging to the air, these stalactites like hanging down from the ceiling, kind of shadows casting up into them as the light like emanates off Asturias's like starry form, right? You see there are a few passages over to your left on the right side of the map here. Yeah. So, yep.
Which way, Doc?
Left. Go left.
Our left.
Yes. No, the upside down left. What?
So we're going to the right on the map.
No. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I need.
Yeah.
Who's wiggling? Stop
Sorry.
it.
Sorry. I did that.
I know.
Everyone, where are you?
I'm over here.
I'm in here
I don't
alone
know how
with
to,
the
I don't,
stars.
I don't know how to whisper as a story.
To be clear, this way is the other entrance, the other cave entrance. There were like two
okay.
ways in here, if you recall. So I think as Asturias, you kind of fly over here, you could see the kind of like shadows of kind of daylight emanating into the entrance on the far end of that hall, right?
Gotcha. I don't think it's this way.
The next
think-
left.
This way.
The next left, it's straight ahead from where we were.
The down left.
Down left.
The forward left.
You know.
Head into the left.
We got to go to the
The
down.
bottom
left.
interior inverted down left. Yeah. Yep.
Lux is in here, so navigation. We're a
It
bit.
is. It is very funny that like both the rangers and the rogue, the stealthy ones, are all like back at home, and the four of you
Yeah.
creeping.
We
about.
didn't bring any
No,
of them.
My bad.
Their skills are only useful when well rested.
So as you
Is there
all
anything else?
are kind of like prowling, making your way down, I'm just going to do this, Doc. As you come around, you see that there's a door right here. That like this natural cavern is suddenly like worked. There are these kind of like square cut, like straight flush stone walls that seem to have been chiseled out, and there's a door here. Yeah.
Chisel.
Can I take a? Well, I guess at first I should check to see like, is there like a way to open the door? Is there like a knob? And
Yeah,
whatever?
there absolutely is. There's like a handle on the door. It's just like a kind of pivot. It's a ring that you pivot to like unlock. Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm gonna look to the others for confirmation of like. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, for sure. Yeah.
Should we
Open the door?
check it for some sort of trap?
Do you have the ability to do that?
Of course. I have incredible powers of investigation and slightly less incredible powers of perception.
Great. You do that, and when you need me to break into the door, let me know.
Very well.
And I would like to investigate the door to check for traps.
Make an investigation roll.
Yes. Boom. 11.
Seems safe.
I've never seen a more safe door in my life. And he steps back.
Yep.
Okay. I guess yeah. I'm gonna go and try to open it.
Okay.
Nobody in our squad has mage hand.
Not
Yeah.
today.
No.
Man.
Doc, you grab the door, and yeah, you just open it. You're like,
And it makes a big
Yeah.
noise. Ugh, okay.
you push it open.
Yeah, I guess so.
Probably might as well,
and
right?
Yeah, if it's made a noise, we're going
you
in.
hear yell.
Reginald checks behind his shoulder just to make sure there aren't things coming from
You
behind.
hear yell from the other side, like, who is it?
Just checking everything is good with the,
Room service.
the prisoner.
You're not wag! Intruders! And I think that
Oh,
you
no.
hear like he like whistles really loudly, like guard dogs! And yeah, I'm gonna have you roll initiative again.
Dogs! Oh my goodness. Oh my
He's
Has
like
it
goodness.
very
been-
quickly trying to read changeling things,
Click
and I
the
hadn't got there
token.
yet. So this is where we're at. It's fine.
I shall use my tactical wit to roll a good initiative.
Tactical
Boom. Let's
wit.
go.
Heck
Hey.
yeah.
Has it been less than 10 minutes? Please
No,
say
it
yes.
definitely hasn't. Oh yeah,
Okay.
yes, it's been less than 10 minutes. It has not been more than 10 minutes.
I'm still starry.
Yeah,
so I
you're
need to
definitely still starry. It's been probably like 3
Okay.
minutes, you know.
know. Okay, great. Love that
So
for me.
you just need to track what, like 42 more rounds of combat. You should be fine.
The combat I'm not worried about. It was the time in between.
Yeah. I see Rhea. I see the professor. I see Doc. I see Asturias descending. Doc, as you're standing in front of the door, this like booming ogre voice yelling back at you. You're like looking down. You see there's a small like set of stairs that drop down into this worked room, and yeah, you see actually what looks like a cabinet kind of like right in front of you. It's got a bunch of like jars and like kind of like vases in it, crockeries. What would you like to do?
I am going to step forward and like peer around the corner, crossbow in hand.
Okay, so I'm just gonna move you forward 1 and you could see what you could see.
Yeah, okay. I guess I will kind of.
And with that,
Okay.
you see this ogre is
Yeah.
kind of like wedged in between this pillar that's here in the center of the room. He's like peeking out from around the edge of it. So he's actually got a little bit of cover. But yeah, you got your crossbow in hand.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot
Go
him.
for it. 19 hits.
19.
Where under attack!
For 6
Got
damage.
it. Yeah, he just like is yelling, right? They're here, they're here, and you could see he's looking to his left now, which is the actual left. Yeah, upright left or whatever, this way, as he's like yelling to somebody, something, you don't know. Doc, that's your action. You still have a ton more movement and a bonus action.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go in, and I'm gonna try to get to like by the other side of the pillar thing. This is making sense. Yeah. And I am going to like whistle for Waffle as my bonus action to come and attack him.
Whistle for Waffle.
Got it.
Yeah.
I love it. We're already coming up with catchphrases, episode 2. So we see Doc come like darting into the room after she takes the stairs, and you come up against the pillar like sideways, right? Like reloading the crossbow as you whistle, and Waffle is up.
I don't know if Waffle is actually speedy enough to get there.
Waffle does have 40 feet of movement, so
Yeah.
Look at that.
Better than Reggie.
Waffle's got exactly the kind of movement he would need to kind of roll in on this thing if you want him to.
Perfect. Yeah. Waffle's gonna fly up next to him and whip him in the face.
Whip it. That's a miss as Waffle comes like darting in like, and now this ogre has like grabbed up his club, and I think we see him like, whoo, he swings at Waffle and it just cracks against this pillar, right? I think that Doc, you on the other side, like feel it rumble and shake this crack like mortar and rock kind of dropping down this dust on you, and Waffle has to like evade at the last second, does not connect. So that's your turn and Waffles. Is that it?
Yep, that's everything.
Professor, you're up on 21.
Yes, Professor hears this, and I think he just comes into the room. Excuse me. Yes, thank you. Pardon me. One moment. Oh, goodness. Okay. Right. And then he will see that Waffle is engaged with this creature, I presume. And he will cast Vicious Mockery at it.
Ooh, nice.
And I think he will use his eloquence to say, you're ugly, and you're large, and I speak from experience.
And I, there we go.
Oh.
Wisdom save 14.
Oh yeah, that's a nice fail.
Nice.
Okay, so it takes 3 psychic damage, and then it has disadvantage on the next attack roll.
Got it. That's a big one. And it's just like, it's a
I said, oh, I can only do this
it's
one.
a hippo. It's a talking hippo. I think he's like yelling.
Yes.
Okay, Reggie, that was your movement. That was your action.
Yes, that is the full amount of his
Okay.
turn.
Star Druid, Asturias Fry.
It's me. Okay. I have to see where I'm going. 1, 2, 3. Start there. Okay, gotcha. Great. Well, let's Star Archer first.
Starcher!
Starcher. Because they're flying up in the corner over here. They're going to stay far away if they can.
17 hits.
17.
For 4 points of radiant damage, you clip the ogre with your starry bow as a bonus action. He like gives his grunt.
Cool. Okay. I think I think Asturias feels a little bit like they have something to prove. So we're gonna fly up here and cast Privals. Oh, I don't know if I can get that close. Hang on. Just kidding. Wait, let me measure. I might be getting ahead of myself. What do I have left? I have 15 left. Never mind. I can't make a melee attack. What am I talking about? Okay. In that case, we could guiding bolt now, right? Is that what we want to do? Sure, we love a guiding bolt. Let's do that.
Who doesn't love a guiding
We
bolt?
do. 19 hits as you give him one of the free guiding bolts. The twin beams of starlight, like lancing from you, crashing into this ogre. Roll damage for 7 radiant, and the next attack against him has advantage. Is at advantage.
I am radiant.
Oh, this is the DM combo wombo.
Yeah, it really is. Wombo combo action. So you still have 15 feet of movement, Asturias. Where would you like to go? Or would you like to go anywhere?
Yeah. Oh, Ray is still like outside in the dark, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Ray, the light is gone. You are like in the darkness of this room.
I'm too far away.
There is still some.
Are you more than 20 feet away from me?
No, kind of.
I know which way, everybody went.
Yeah, sure.
Show me the way.
You'll feel along a wall or something. But I think I will stay. I will stay where I'll stay where I am for this turn because I can move closer next turn if I want to, and that way I am radiating some light.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah.
With that, though, unfortunately, as your turn ends, Rhea, you see the dim twinkling light of your starry companion emerging from this back room, but you hear the scrabbling and scattering of these kind of like chitinous feet running across stone. 30 feet of movement. Okay.
Oh, they're over there.
Yeah, trouble is about to happen here.
With a capital T.
Oh, gosh. Right. Yeah, right. Okay. They, I think, are just going to keep charging it. Oh, no way. 30 feet. Right. So, Rhea, you hear like the scrabbling, scattering sound of these things coming towards you. And yeah, suddenly like emerging out of the darkness around you, you could just kind of make out the forms of these kind of hideous, terrible looking, like kind of upright bugs just at like the edge of your vision. It's almost impossible to see them. Quite fortunately for you, they could not close distance. That's their turns. The ogre goes on 8. Wow. It's going to attack Waffle at disadvantage because of the vicious mockery. 23, 14. That is 14 hit, Doc.
Sorry, it does not.
Okay.
AC 50.
No problem. We see Waffle just like literally like he drops. It's like again the ogre like cracks the side of this pillar with this club. To that end, his vicious mockery thing is gone. That's his turn. Rhea, you're up on 7.
Okay, bye, Scorpion. So nice to see you. Yeah, I'm just gonna pass. I'll seriously be like, "There's scorpions coming in the door." So you just,
I'm sorry.
I should have. Before I left, I should have cast Bane. I'm gonna cast my spiritual weapon against this. The turtle's coming back on near the ogre. Let me just make sure it's within 60 feet. So I'll do that and attack it. Oh, do I have advantage on it?
Yes. Next attack roll against it has advantage because of the guiding bolt. So 25 totally hits.
Glimmering.
6 force
Got it.
damage.
As the turtle bites down on the ogre, he takes 6 force damage. Like, "Ah! Flying turtles!"
And I don't think I can do much else right now, so I'll just scoot in here a little bit more. That's it. That's my turn.
Okay. Doc, you're up on 21.
Okay. Doc is going to move the rest of the way around the pillar to the other side of this ogre, so that her and Waffle are like flanking it. As long as there's nothing like super surprising about that wall.
You come darting around. You see there's like more shelves. There's like stuff in here. This room, for the lot of you now that you're all in here, it seems like it was once like a well-appointed room. Like there's all these worn, like kind of weathered tapestries on the walls. There's like these pieces of furniture that look like they were once nice. They're like old and weathered now. But yeah, this room distinctly different than the rest of the cave. But so yeah, you're definitely flanking with Waffle.
Okay, and then I'm gonna pull out my, drop the crossbow, pull out my battle axe, and I'm gonna swing at it two-handed.
Nice.
At the ogre.
So you come like darting around. The big two-handed chop hits 20. Go ahead and roll damage for 8 points of slashing damage. As you like cleave into him, and he's kind of like howls. That's your action, bonus action, anything else?
Bonus action is just going to be like another whistle to Waffle so that he knows to attack the ogre.
Do some work. Got it.
Yeah. Time to do some work.
24 hits.
Nice.
Waffle kicking butt cracks the ogre in the side
Real
of the
big
head.
boy.
Nice for 9 points of damage with his little forced tail whip. The ogre like, "Argh!" And he's like, "What are you doing? Help! Help! There's a legion!" He's like yelling into like this door that I think you could just maybe see now, Doc, due to your position. That's Waffle's turn. Is that it?
Did I hear what Rhea said about the bug things? Okay, I think I'm just going to yell to Asturias, like, shut the door.
I'm already on it.
Okay, and then that's my
Okay, Professor.
Okay, Rhea didn't shut the door. There's scorpions. They're coming. Leaves the door
That was
open.
definitely my plan. Now that we're all in
I
here.
love it.
Yes. Okay.
Professor, you're up on 21.
Yeah, I think the professor hears this from Rhea, just kind of looks around and counts everyone in the room and says, "Oh, pardon me," and just steps back to the door. Important question: does the door open in or out?
It opens in, actually.
Into the room. The professor will shut the door. Along the way, though, he is going to cast off a firebolt, if I can.
Sure.
But the end goal, I just want to make sure, this won't use my action, is to shut the door and lean against it.
Yeah, that will not use your action. You're just interacting with an object, and you want to firebolt ogre?
Yeah, I'll firebolt the old ogre while I can. Yeah. Why not? Let's just go for it. A 9 doesn't hit.
9 does not hit. No, the firebolt like deflects off the pillar. I think he like ducks his head behind it. The firebolt like deflecting, kind of sparks showering down over Waffle dramatically, But yeah, you lean right into that door.
Yeah, and I think I look up at Asturias and I go, it was worth a shot. And then I kind of cross my arms and lean against the door and say, I've got this. Go ahead.
Asturias, you're up on 18.
Yeah, cool. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm gonna, as soon as my character sheet works, here we go. Let's do another Star Arch.
Starter!
Come on.
Come on, Star Arch.
Go, little baby.
You can do it, little computer.
My poor little computer trying so hard to pretend that it is capable of doing
Who
anything I
casts
try to get it to do.
on said's computer?
I just clicked initiative. Don't pay attention to me. Okay.
Okay. Yep.
That's nothing. That's nothing. Don't Don't worry. Here we go. Here it comes.
Pay no attention to the second initiative in the chat.
11?
I think that
It should hit.
This guy also not a beefy
No,
boy?
it does hit because he doesn't have cover from you, really. Yeah, that hits. Yeah.
Great. Okay.
Cover.
that's a word I haven't heard in a long time.
Duck and cover. That's 10 points of radiant damage. As the starlight like smashes into him. He looks badly hurt. Like badly hurt.
Great. I love to hear it. I really wish that I could click that and be on my spell page at the same time. Badly hurt, huh? All right. Well, maybe now I'm going to do the dangerous thing I was going to do last time. Yeah. Because Asturias feels like they got to prove something to
everyone.
Everyone. Yeah, they're not feeling super confident about how things are going. So they're going to come up here and cast Primal Savagery.
So we see the constellation of Asturias come like flying up next to Waffle. You cast Primal Savagery, and what does it look like?
Well, Asturias already has fangs, but they become even more prominent. And I think like along with the wings, like so you have like this whole like really like extreme bat, but also their stars situation happening. But they miss terribly because they're scared.
I think you hit. You rolled 11 on the first roll. It double rolled.
No, did I? It's clicking everything twice and I can't see
No,
it.
that's okay.
Never mind. Then great.
11, you double rolled. So we just see you like this star bat with these big starry fangs drop in on top of it and you bite it. Like,
And you bite
yeah.
it? Oh, so
it's like, it looks like
4 points of acid damage.
I think you like bite down on its face and it's like screaming as like his eye is like blood pouring down, like he's like swinging blindly with the club. He's like just barely like teetering up. I think one arm he's got like wrapped around the pillar, kind of holding him up. Yeah. Dude does not look good. That was your bonus action. That was your action. Meanwhile, on the other side of the door, Professor, you just hear like, like something smashes into it, and then there's just this like claws dragging against stone as like these frantic creatures are trying to make their way in to no avail. They didn't even get to, I don't think, like roll against the Professor here. It's too much. It's too much weight.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Come back later.
On 8.
Occupied.
On 8, the ogre goes, and I think that it's going to. I think that it's gonna like try to swat at you because you're terrifying star creature up there in the sky, and it does not love that.
Does Waffle's reaction impose disadvantage?
Ooh, what's Waffle's reaction? I'm sorry, I forgot.
So he's got. Thank you, Troy, for reminding me in our DMs. He's got deflect attack, so he imposes disadvantage on an attack roll of one creature it can see within 5 feet of it, provided the attack roll is against a creature other than the defender.
So sure, yeah, it can use its reaction to do that, and then 15. Does that hit the Star Druid?
Yeah, it does.
It clips you like half blind, swinging madly with this club, and you take 15 points of damage, Asturias.
That's a clip.
You gotta double check what the word clips means.
Yeah.
You're throwing it around an awful lot with these big old hits that
I think that like that's
that
the
are happening
joke.
right
Like
now.
these things are so massive that even like this glancing blow, like you're thrown back into the wall, like that was not ideal. And
sure wasn't.
meanwhile, you hear like as a door opens over here. and you see like a second ogre like peek its head out, Doc. I think you could see it, right? You can't
Not
quite.
technically.
No, you can't quite. I
No.
think you hear a yell from the other side that's just like, it says, oh gosh, I'm showing my notes to everyone. It says, Fragak! Fragak, Dag is dying! We're under attack! Finish the spell! Finish the ritual! And I think you hear a second voice like, close the door! Shut the door! And you hear like as the door like slams closed again. That's those guys. Rhea, you're up on 7.
Asterius, how are you looking?
Bad.
Oh, not good. Not good at all.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
not
just
very.
Gonna,
Very
just
bad.
gonna, just a little of that,
Oh,
put a
bless
hand
you.
on.
A little touch of
No,
Clancy.
bless Clancy.
Whatever you can reach.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're up in the air. Is that
Yeah. You're also
Uh,
really tall, though, right?
okay? Yeah. It's
Oh,
like
yeah,
a
you're
very
tall.
like just like a little like I'm like on my tippy
You like
toes.
tickle the bottom of their foot. You know?
Yeah. And then turtle attack 11.
Hits.
So many 11s.
I know, it's perfect.
incredible.
It asks if I can cast it. I'm not actually casting it again, right? Like it's out there. I can keep-
Yeah, you just keep
Yeah.
doing it. It's
Yeah.
just because you can upcast it and it wants to know. Rhea, the turtle kills the ogre. The turtle's just like,
Yeah.
and the ogre's like,
Ray's not even surprised. Like, yeah, of course,
Yeah,
of
of
course, it's gonna
Yeah.
kill.
It's the most powerful thing
I,
here.
I
Yeah.
think that the ogre just like slumps down, like holding on to this pillar, like falling to the ground in like this massive kind of broken heap here in between these two pillars.
Okay.
Clancy giveth and Clancy taketh away.
He should have been open to accept his,
Yeah.
savior Clancy into his
Rhea,
heart.
that was your action and your bonus action. You still have movement.
I want to see what's going on down here, but I don't think I can get quite there. Is the door open or it's closed, right?
Yeah, as you come running down, you could just see the edge of the door here, and yeah, it is closed.
Can I like turn to the other group? Like, do we want to like hold up? I mean, it did sound like there was some urgency to. What did he say? Someone was dying, right?
He said-
Something about a
Yeah, he
ritual
said like
we need to
finish the
go stop, I
ritual,
think.
finish the ritual. He said they're here, they're killing the guy in the room. Finish the ritual. We got to get out of here.
So I think I'll go here. Otherwise, I'm sort of blocking everything.
Mhm.
I'm sort of in the. But like, that's all I can sort of do. So all Ray can move.
Okay,
So.
Doc, you're up on 21.
Okay, I think I'm gonna head over to the door, and I'm gonna like say to the professor, "Are you good?"
Can I respond? As long as this door stays closed, I shall be fine.
Okay.
I imagine I'm still hearing like scratching and everything behind me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I think normally I would want to like finish off the things behind the other door, but I don't think we have time. So I think I'm gonna try to open the door in front of me. Does it open?
Let me double check myself. Yeah, I think it opens outwards. You want to try to pull it? I'm gonna have you make like an athletics check.
Oh, great! Yeah, that's gonna go wonderfully. 13.
You pull against the door. Hold on a second, actually. Yep. Hilarious! Hilarious!
Stronger than an ogre.
Doc, you're a scientist. You know about
Yeah.
physics,
Physics, you
and
know?
leverage, and I think that like
Physics and yeah.
you like brace a foot on the side of the door and you grab the handle and you just like yank and you feel like the resistance for a moment. Oops, as the door like proceeds to just fly open, and yeah, standing on the other side, like right in front of you, is another ogre. And I think you can see in the rest of the room what you are looking at. There appears to be like
Yeah.
a dais in front of you, and there's this like young kind of like elven boy whose hands are like tied to a chain that's hanging from the ceiling, and he looks like pretty badly beaten. And you hear like the chanting voice, and see like some portion of this kind of monstrous, chitinous scorpion ogre behind it. Doc, that was your action, to try to like pull
Yeah.
the door open against this thing. You have movement and a bonus action.
Okay, I think is the ogre like completely blocking the doorway? Like I can't like sneak in past him.
I think he is, unfortunately. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you can't get past him.
Okay. I think all I'm gonna do is whistle and get Waffle to like come in from above me to attack him. if
Waffle
that's-
can get in past
cool.
him because it can fly over his head, you know?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Right. He's so tiny.
Yeah, and he flies.
And flying.
and flying. Yeah. Oh man. Okay, little buddy, how far can you go? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Waffle's gonna come flank this ogre and attack him from behind.
You got it.
That's-
Waffle comes
yeah.
like zooming into the room, and he gets like the full picture of what's happening here. As there's like this nightmarish looking, like half scorpion, half ogre monstrosity that seems to be performing some type of like ritual. It's like chanting in like these arcane words, and I think it glances for a moment at Waffle and like turns back to the elf even more intently, like it's chanting in this other language. Go for it, Waffle, flanking with advantage.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say Waffle lets out like a little like whistle of like what is happening.
I'm gonna
He's
move
surprised,
Waffle
but
down a space so he's not being flanked by the ogre and the other thing, right? Yeah.
I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
no
Yeah.
problem. 23 hits
Nice.
for 3 points of force damage.
Three.
Hey,
Little buddy.
you got to start somewhere. Doc, that was your action. That was Waffle's action. Is that your turn?
Yeah. Is my movement like done
Nope.
now that Waffle's gone? I
Nope.
can't like.
You still have
Okay.
some movement.
I'm gonna take a step back to like let somebody else, make sure that there's room for like if anybody else wants to get in here on their
You
turn.
got it, Doc. You take the step back, like your back pressing up against the walls. You're looking in here with that professor. You're up on 21.
Great. So as the professor is leaning against the door with his armed cross, he will look down and just see like, what's the deal here? Is this like a doorknob? Is this like a push door? We have a lock?
There's
What's up?
basically like a ring on it that you can like pivot, right? Like sort of a 90-degree pivot, and there's a mechanism on the inside with like a lock, like a sort of traditional like locking thing on the inside of it. You could lock the door, right? You saw Doc like open the door.
So there is like some type of a lock on the inside here.
Yeah, yes, yeah. If you turn the ring, there's like a bar that you could drop down in from the top.
So I think the professor will briefly consider staying here and reading a book, but instead he will drop the bar and attempt to keep the door locked from the inside. for now.
Okay, that's not your action. You're able to easily do that. You turn the handle and like flip the pin down, and so the door is locked closed. Yep.
Generous DM. And I don't feel like the door is like ready to bust off the seams or
I mean,
anything,
it's a
right?
pretty big, strong stone door, So yeah, for now, so far so good.
Yeah, he's gonna tentatively take one step away. Seems to be, oh goodness, a dead ogre. And so that's a 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Can I occupy the dead ogre space? Is that
Yeah,
okay?
it's just sort of difficult terrainy.
Okay, well then we'll just occupy one corner
You climb up onto like the dead ogre, you know, you kind of like, you're straddling his head a little bit. Yeah.
It appears this ogre has a hippopotamus for a head. or rather a gif, I'm sorry. We are often confused. And I think having very little situational awareness here, the professor is just going to hold a firebolt in case
something comes through the door. Okay. Okay.
That's it.
And so with that, Asturias Fry, you're up.
Yeah, I gotta get where I can see things.
Yeah, this is really awkward.
10, 15.
The map
20.
tonight,
Start
by
there.
the way, for anybody out there paying attention, is from Dyson Logos. This is one of his free maps. This guy does great stuff.
Oh, that's close enough. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
You come like flying over Rhea's head, like out in front of Doc, the kind of starlight like illuminating, and you see right through the doorway this ogre's face, like, "Arr!" as he like looks up at you, like, one of
And
them's
then
flying. Yeah.
What's the thing like up to the left that I'm looking at also?
That thing is, yeah, you're guessing that it's whatever this monstrous creature is that they kept talking about, that this is probably Vragric, as you...
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Great. Okay. Well, we start with a bonus action.
Started with a bonus action.
23.
Oh, yeah.
hits. For 10 points of radiant damage, you blast this guy with your archer constellation.
I just got like stars falling off of me left and right. Okay. I moved, let's see. I was here. So I moved 5, 10, 15, 20. I have 10 feet of movement left if I wanted to back up. Or let me see. So with a guiding bolt, do I have to have like a direct line of sight on it, or it just has to be within range?
Yeah, I mean, you have to be able to see it to shoot it, right? Because it's kind of like a missile weapon like that. But what are you thinking to shoot the other thing in the room? Or if
actually, that's probably a good idea.
like, so the other thing,
I mean, I can see half of
yeah,
it.
that means that it's got like some cover. So its armor class would be a little bit better than it normally would if you try to shoot it.
I see. Okay. Then what I think I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna back up 5 feet to this little corner, and then I will shoot my guiding bolt at the ogre.
Go for it. Cool.
Tink.
Brutal. The guiding bolt like clips off the doorway as you're kind of flying away, and you like point back and fire. It's like the angle gets a little awkward, and yep, it deflects. So that's your action. Bonus action.
My bonus action was my star archer that actually did damage.
Yep. So that's what I'm saying. That's
So
all
good.
your stuff. These guys are still hammering at the door. Now that you're not there, I'm going to give them a shot to potentially break it down. Oh no, I broke the character sheet.
This big stone door. This big stone locked door.
It's unlikely. It's unlikely. Yeah. You just hear like as something is like hammering on it from the other side to no avail. The ogre meanwhile goes. You hear this like growl.
That is a very mean lock that I used to
Did Ray not tell you they're like big scorpion with like big muscle, like big?
Yeah.
They like work out on the
You guys hear a voice from the other room finally. Does anyone speak giant? I think Rhea does.
Yeah, sure do.
How about the professor or anybody else?
One moment,
Sure.
please.
I do.
No.
Okay. Rhea, you understand the words as they're growled from the other room, and you hear this like, "Get out there and kill them, or all is for naught." And the ogre's like, "Frogek, but," and it's just like, "Go now." And so the ogre steps out. Waffle can take an attack of opportunity at it.
Yeah.
Unless you don't want. Well, there's no reason. You might as well use this reaction for this because Waffle can't defend from over there. Nope, that's a miss.
No. It's missed.
The professor will release his firebolt.
Oh! A reaction goes off. A wild firebolt appears.
Huzzah!
Hit
Huzzah!
for 3 points of fire damage. The firebolt like clipping off, and the ogre kind of like wedges itself through the door. You're realizing this place doesn't feel like it was entirely built for ogre-sized people. And it's got like its club, and so I think it just like jabs out straight and is trying to kind of like just smash Doc into the wall with the great club. 8. Misses. Doc, you easily are able to duck as the club like smashes into the stone wall behind you. That's its turn. Rhea, you're up on 7.
I think Rhea will attack it with a spear, two-handed. 19.
No big deal.
Whatever.
Spear
7.
two-handed.
Yeah, just as it pops out of the room.
That's a great shot. You like drive the spear up and you see like it's got like this kind of chitin on its belly, almost as though they're under some type of metamorphosis that's not entirely complete, but like this kind of like exoskeleton on it cracks and shatters as you bury the spear into its gut.
And then she'll turn to her special weapons, just go, yeah, oh yeah, Chompers, you're up. And then Chompers will take a bite. Yeah.
Chompers. That's a hit.
12.
Okay.
Oh, 7.
For another 7 points of force damage, death by 1,000 turtle bites. Yeah, Chompers like lays into it, like gripping at its ear. He's like, "Rah!" He looks pretty banged up at this point. Rhea, that's your action bonus action. Is that it?
Yep, all good.
Doc, you're up on 21.
Okay. Doc is going to two-handed swing her battle axe at this ogre. I don't know if I need to say it every time, but
Yeah, no,
Ugh.
it's
yeah,
fine.
it's an awful
You
miss.
like swing the battle axe, but I think he's like just like brings the club up and like batters the axe out of the way to no avail. Sorry.
No, that's okay. That's allowed. Okay, and then it's gonna be another whistle at Waffle, but this time it's like a double whistle. I can't whistle, otherwise I would do it. And Waffle knows that means to go after a different target. So Waffle's going to try to fly over to the scorpion guy and hit him and try to interrupt whatever is going on for this kid.
Oh, amazing. The scorpion guy has begun rotating around this like dais, and now like you can see it clearly from where you are, Doc. Like as the ogre is kind of moving around the bulk of it, like you're catching sight of like this hideous looking like scorpion ogre, and Waffle like darts over the elf's head and dives down in. Make your attack.
Yeah. 25
Oh yeah, hits.
for 9 force damage.
Oh, brutal. Yep. It's just like and it manages to still hang on, continuing its ritual. But yeah, I think it yells back in giant, like, hold them at the door! Doc, that was your action. That was Waffle for your bonus action. Is that it?
Yep. Yeah, I'm
Professor, you're up.
I think seeing that it's relatively easy to hit this and that we need to clear the way, the professor will cast a chromatic orb at 2nd level with a level of acidic damage. And that's what we're doing. Chromatic
Hits.
orb. 15 to
At
hit.
second level?
Second level. Rolling it. 2nd level. Boom goes the dynamite.
Oh, 19 points
19.
of damage.
Wow.
The acid, like, cracking into him. It's, like, badly hurt now. Acid, like, melting away up at, like, his neck, you know. He's like, "Rah!"
Yeah, and I think the professor will now, like, finish climbing over this ogre unnecessarily. Just like, very well. And that's where he is at the end of his turn.
Okay, excellent. That was the professor, which brings us to Asturias. You're up on 18.
All right, so this ogre's still up, huh?
Just barely.
Ay. All right.
They got the crappy armor class and a big bag of hit points.
Okay, let's cast Moonbeam.
Oh!
It's happening! Do I need to do something? Or
You just tell me where you
just
want to
tell
put
you
the
what-
moonbeam.
Okie dokie.
And then I roll saving throws and you roll damage.
Right. Let's put it right in the doorway, and then I'll move it before we go through the doorway.
Okay, you got it. You got it, dude.
Now I'm stars and the moon!
I'm looking for...
So I think, like, the constellation, like, sort of concentrates, like, all of its energy into, like, shooting this moonbeam down as, like, concentrated starlight, basically.
Okay, sick. And so the moonbeam literally creates like a 10-foot radius thing. Go ahead and click moonbeam for the damage, and the ogre, I think, makes a saving throw at the start of its turn.
Yes, a con save at its turn.
Nice. Okay, cool. Its turn will be coming up. That's your action. Bonus action?
Oh, I guess I want to leave. I won't be moving the moonbeam this turn. So, might as well shoot some more stars at it. Maybe I should have done that first to see if it would have...
You maybe would have wanted
did
to.
what I
You
did.
sure did. The problem is you're going to have disadvantage on this attack roll because it's within melee range of you.
Oh, because he moved closer. That's annoying. All right, it's a bonus action. Whatever.
It's fine. Still hits. Roll damage.
Oh, what is this? Go away.
As you like point down at like point blank range, like blasting it in the face
Oh,
with
yeah.
starlight. It's dead. It drops to the ground dead.
Should have done that first.
So,
All right.
you know, like benefit of the doubt, we're all like learning new classes and figuring stuff out. If you want to drop the moonbeam somewhere else, you could. I mean, is that cool with everybody else? I think that's like, you know.
No, I like to walk into the movie.
Because that's like,
Seems pretty cool.
that's what's going to happen,
Seems
right?
Seems
cool.
fair and generous at this point. of the
I did
campaign.
it right
agree.
last time when I
Yes.
with the other one. Ugh, annoying.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, if that's the case, then I would have done that first, and then I would move.
Okay.
Now that I can move. Oh, but hang on. Now I'm moving the map, not me. I would like to see what I'm doing. Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, and then I want to see what I can see. When the lights change. Oh, it moved. I didn't know. All right. That seems like a good enough place to be, though. And then I would put the where's the guy? Oh, he's in the middle of the circle. Okay. Then let's put the moonbeam over on the scorpion dude.
You got it. The moonbeam drops onto it. Asterius, that was your bonus action. That was your action. That was your movement. That's your turn. These guys are still hammering away at the door over here to no avail, basically.
Lest we forget.
On 8, the ogre goes. That one obviously is dead. This one is going to try to make his saving throw against your moonbeam. Con save, we said.
Mm-hmm.
You have some cons.
12, it fails, taking
Not enough.
11 points of radiant damage.
Yeah.
Yep. And it will make another con save.
Oh, for its ritual.
Yep.
Oh,
For its
that
cons-
was...
It's
Yeah,
still
concentration.
mostly holding concentration, but I think it's like looking through the door and it growls at you. It's just like, you've not seen the last of me. Vragek of the Castles will have his revenge for this. And I think that it like throws the door open behind it, and it's going to start trying to flee. It's terrified. It does not want to die in this place. This is not like a
Ooh.
stupid, mindless ogre. 1, 2, what's his movement speed? Right.
Does Waffle get an attack of
Yeah.
opportunity?
Question, yes.
God, that's all difficult terrain for him. Does not hit.
11?
Does not hit.
No.
This guy's armor class is better than the others.
Yeah.
Because scorpion.
He's
Yeah.
able to make it to like here, and you hear it yelling out there in the hall, like screaming, like with me, we go. That was on 8. Rhea, you're up on 7.
Okay, Rhea's gonna enter the room.
So you see this elven boy in this sort of like ritualistic circle of fleur-de-lis. I just noticed. What is that about? In the center of the
Bonjour.
Yeah.
My name is.
We are the French ogre clan, the Castles. And so,
Different Canadian accent. now.
yeah, you
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Le Fleur.
Oh, that's very funny. That's very, very funny. So this elven boy looking like pretty battered, his hands like chained up above his head to this chain hanging down from the ceiling in the center of this like ritual circle. There's a big moonbeam glowing in front of the door on the far side of the room, which is open.
I was gonna walk right up. Does anything happen if I walk? I'm just gonna walk right up. I think
Mhm.
to the.
Mm-hmm.
To
You
the
step into like the ritual circle, and I think like as like Rhea steps in, your foot like kind of like tramples the powder that was there, and like the glow is
Yeah.
like the light begins like diminishing, the like purplish glow kind of like vanishing, and I think that the
Okay.
elven boy is like turns like, what's happening?
Oh, we just we scared off the ogres there, so I think you're okay now.
Okay. So what do you want to do? I guess for your action, you like have walked up to him.
The chain, can I like like get him out of the
Yeah,
chains?
he's in like there. They think that they are like locked, right? There's a lock there. So what do you want to do? You want to try to break it?
Yeah, it's gonna be really embarrassing if you can't break the chains, but yeah.
Make an athletics check. I think as we see you like jam like maybe the spear tip into like the lock, and you're like, actually with an 18, you're like, Kang! One of like the like rungs of the chain like snaps. So his hands are still kind of bound, but like his arms like fall. The tension kind of like falls out of his body, and I think like he almost like collapses, but he sort of like falls into your arms.
Yeah, I'll sort of like catch him and then just like maybe I don't want to put him on the ground. I'll just be holding
Okay,
him.
cool.
Yeah.
You're big.
Yeah.
Yep. And
Does he like physically weak? Does he look like should I should I heal him? I feel like I should heal him. Was that breaking the lock was my action though, right?
Yeah.
I'm assuming. Yeah. Okay. No. We're all good. That's the end of my turn.
That will bring us to Doc is next on 21. And Waffle. Doc and Waffle.
Yeah.
Doc
is this
and Waffle.
ogre difficult terrain?
Yeah, I think it is. I think you have to
Yeah.
climb over it, and it's annoying,
Yeah.
So that's 20 feet of
Yeah.
movement.
Yeah. Oh gosh, how much? I think it's just 30,
Mhm.
right? I don't even think I can get to this kid. Oh god. Okay. I dropped my crossbow earlier. Do I have to go pick it up?
Only if you want it right now, but yeah, you should.
I don't want it, but I do want it before we leave. So I think I'm gonna run back, pick up my crossbow, and then enter this room. Basically, I think.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so you're gonna use your movement to go get the crossbow, and then you're gonna come dash back, basically. And I think you're easily able to get back in the room with your crossbow, with your stuff. And that's your turn, basically. And then Waffle, you want Waffle to do anything?
Yeah, I think. I don't think, because Waffle can't heal other people. He can only heal himself.
True.
So. Yeah. And the moonbeam is the height of this room we're in, right?
It's 40.
40 feet, so it's literally from the ceiling all the way down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I think. Yeah. I think. Just double check. Okay. Yeah. I was gonna say can Waffle try to open up the things for the for the
he
kid?
totally
That's
could.
probably stretching things.
No,
Yeah?
he can
You okay with
try.
that?
Yeah. Have Waffle
Yeah.
make have Waffle make an athletics check.
Okay.
Waffle's made of iron and
Yeah,
repairs himself,
man.
right?
Waffle's badass.
He knows how to do this stuff.
And he's actually got
Yeah.
athletics.
Yeah. He's decently
Yeah.
athletic.
He
Well,
can't.
Must be
Yeah, he
nice.
can't quite do it. He's got his little tail in there, it's like a.
He's decently
baby.
athletic. You can't quite do it.
But he's trying really
he
hard.
Sure is.
Okay, that's our
he's a
turn.
tough little dragon, that little guy. Unfortunately, Waffle's unable to do that. Professor, you're up on 21.
Yes, the professor will move underneath the spectral turtle and just kind of look up and not get it. And then move through this difficult terrain. Let's see. I think I can basically get here-ish. And I think he'll say, "Well, I heard another voice. Where did it go?"
I think.
Oh, ran away.
Yeah, Astorius will just point out the door.
And this is at the door with the moonbeam by it.
Yeah.
I think the professor will move to the edge of the moonbeam.
So he's basically moving and dashing is what's happening.
Yep, I'm action dashing. And that will be the entirety of my turn.
Yeah, and so to this end now, Asturias, you're up.
Uh-huh. What are we doing here, gang? Are we focused? We're focused on taking care of this boy,
Yeah,
right?
this is me pushing us through initiative in case you decide to try to chase this thing down. But if you are focusing on the boy, then
we need to do. We got the whole idea was rescue the boy, and we got the boy.
But he's getting away.
What?
He's getting away. The person who perpetrated this crime is getting away.
We can deal with that later or not. We got the boy. Listen, we're not fighters. I'm a diplomat. We got the boy. Let's take him home.
You nearly died. How could you say you're not a fighter?
Yeah, exactly my point. It didn't go very well, did it?
Home? Are we going home? I think he's like murmuring into Rhea's, like he like kind of opens his eyes a little bit, blinking at you, like, what's happening?
Yeah, we'll take you home. Just take it easy. Take it easy.
My last question is like, Rhea, you're gonna stay here with this kid, right? Is like nobody's gonna go charging out of the room after this guy?
There's a moonbeam in the
Okay.
way.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
there's a
dropping the
moonbeam.
moonbeam.
Okay.
Because I don't think I'm going anywhere, so I might as well drop it. Because otherwise, it's a complicated bunch of like move, pull moonbeam, move more, see where you might be, pull moonbeam. Like it'd be a long, obnoxious process.
So we're out of initiative. All of you are kind of standing here together in this room. Like Rhea's like cradling like this elven kid. I think that like with a lot of you here, his hands are like still kind of like bound. But if you want to help each other, you can make another athletic check with advantage. Somebody, if you want to try to break it off.
I was gonna say, can I use like my thieves?
Oh,
tools?
you
Like,
could
is it
totally do that. I
like a lot?
forgot that you're
Yeah.
like a badass tool
Yeah.
master, Doc. So make a thieves tools check with dexterity. So it'll be your dex plus your proficiency bonus.
Okay. Can I like just click
Yeah,
on?
it's usually got set to query attributes, so just tell it dex. 24. Yeah, Doc like walks over like shake with a couple of picks, like tink, and the lock just falls open. The brain can do what the arms cannot. Wise, dig it.
Yeah.
I think, sorry, during this time, like Reginald is definitely gonna at least go look down this hallway,
Wait,
and like see if anything was left behind.
sure. Which
See
hall?
if-
The hall to your left out here.
To the left, where I was told that he ran away.
So as Reginald like steps out into the hall, you see the kind of the torchlight off your decoder shows you like the cavern entrance that you came into. This was like the direction you weren't going to go. There's nothing really of note in this hall. There's kind of a statue here that seems to be like mostly defaced and like battered. And then over here in the corner is actually like like almost like a stone bowl mounted to the corner of the wall that's holding some kind of fresh water in it. And yeah, there doesn't seem to have been anything that was like dropped or left behind.
Do I see any sort of religious markings on the bowl?
Yeah, there's like runes and writing on it. Why don't you make a history check? Or religion, whichever.
History. I'm sorry. Oh, come
11.
on.
There's nothing there that you particularly
Wow.
recognize, though you can like make note of these runes for later. Rhea, do you cure this kid? Is that what I just saw?
Yeah.
You place a hand on Alis, and you call to Clancy to bless him. And I think that like he's like, and like his eyes open, and they're like glowing this golden light like back out at you as he like turns and looks back at you. And he's just like, thank you all.
Oh yeah.
You.
I'll like kind of slowly lower him down. Like I'll like, put how old is he? How like
he looks like he's probably like somewhere in the range of maybe like 14, 15, you know, like a scrawny kind of adolescent or whatever.
Teenagers.
like old enough that I don't need to be holding him
No.
anymore. So I'll put him down.
He's not like a little boy,
Yeah.
you know. And he can like stand now on his own 2 feet, and I think he's like looking around at the lot of you, and he's like, thank you. You've saved me. I don't know what they were looking for, why they came for me, but that was terrifying. That creature, he wanted to sacrifice me. He's some part of some ritual. He was, I don't know, trying to conjure some dark evil to infuse these other ogres with some terrible blessing, give them strength.
Ew.
He talked about taking over his clan.
Taking over his clan. Well, you're all right now. Could take you back to your village.
Please, please. He said that.
Where did you come from?
I think you.
Like before?
You're still in like a starry kind of form, right?
Where did you come from?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Asterius is going to be stars as long as they
I
can.
think he like turns and looks at you and he's like, I don't remember. I woke up one day in Banton. I'm not sure where I was before that or how this happened, but there's something very familiar about you.
She's from Missouri.
He's like, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. They told me that a portal opened in the sky and I fell down in a beam of light. It was on the equinox. Sometimes I dream that there's a place with others like me with wings, but not like yours, feathery wings, golden eyes, and music. But I'm not really sure. I'm lost. And these people are the only ones that I know. So thank you. Can we go back to them now?
Yeah, let's go.
Before we do that, the professor will definitely take an ample supply of the water from the basin and will indicate to his companions that there are still large creatures that were attempting to enter the other door and that they may have to sneak past them in order to exit the cave.
Okay, I think as you come back into the room and like tell your friends this, I think the boy like looks at you and he's like, wow, you all are, well, you're very different. You're not from around here, are you?
Nor are you.
No.
I guess not. Maybe. Yeah, maybe I'm more like you than them.
Do you feel at peace here? Do you feel, this perchance is not the best time to ask this question, but do you feel safe? Or would you feel more comfortable being somewhere else?
I've always felt safe here, yeah, but I haven't been here for that long, and, well, I hate to think of the people that got hurt. They came looking for me. They didn't want anything else. They didn't take anything else. They came looking for me, demanding that the villagers give me up.
And some of them did.
I guess you're right. Beckett wouldn't have done that, but, well, they're not all Beckett.
I'm not so sure.
I forgot about that.
What
You could
is
come
it?
with us.
What is it that you can do, or that? Do you know why you? It sounds like perhaps not.
I think he's like, looking around at the lot of you, and I think like you're a little bit damaged, Rhea.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's like, may I?
Oh,
He like puts his hand out
Yes.
for a moment, and I think like he places his hand on you, and he just like kind of closes his eyes and opens them back up, and again they're like glowing this like radiant golden light, and you are healed for 16 hit points. As like
Whoa.
his hand kind of glows gold, like the room almost where like Asturias is like glimmering this kind of cold starlight. The light that emanates from around his hand is almost like the light of the sun. There's like this golden, like kind of warm light that sort of like radiates up around him and kind of like just watches over you. And Rhea, you have like this feeling of like sunlight kind of casting over you, and he's like, nobody knows, nobody except Beckett. He cut his hand once badly. He was butchering one of the axe beaks, and I just did it. I don't know how. I don't know what I am or where I'm from. I thought I was safe here, but the rest of the people around me aren't. Have you ever seen anything like that? Where you all come from?
I mean,
I don't think so.
I do think Reggie kind of does look over at Rhea briefly.
yeah, like some of us, are able to do some of what maybe you can do, but I don't think all of what you can do. And I think we could, talk when we get back. But I think all of us are looking for somewhere where we belong, and we might be able to help find where you do seem special, you do seem unique, but maybe you're not the only one out there like that, and we could find others like you.
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe.
I'm ready whenever you all are. I'm not really sure where we even are, to be honest. They put a bag over my head.
We are not far from Banton, did you say?
Yeah, Banton.
We can take you there and ensure that you are protected and taken care of. As for Fragek, we shall see.
Can I do a quick
yeah.
survey around the room before we go?
Sure, make an investigation check as you're scoping this place out.
23.
Oh, you find so many fleur-de-lis.
Yeah, fleur-de-lis everywhere. You're able to peel one right off of the podium, and Jeff's just like, hey, wait, that's not... So I I think that... as you're like scoping the place out, there's a couple of like crates and boxes and stuff that's like up here on the dais, and I think, Doc, as you start like kind of like pulling lids and stuff, I think you open up like one of the boxes, and it's kind of filled with hay and straw, and it's got literally like 4 kind of like round flasks in it with this clearish red kind of liquid, and they're healing potions. They're 4 healing potions.
Great. Yeah, I'm gonna
And
stuff all of those in my utility belt.
More doodads.
excellent, more doodads. And I think it's like you're looking around
great.
in some of these other boxes. You find like another one that's like filled with liquor. One of them seems to have like bottles of rum or something like that in it. A couple of them have like literally like powdered metals and stuff, like this like chalk dust that was used to draw the many fleur-de-lis on the floor. There's some like kind of like ritual like spell components. I think one of them is filled with like literally these like just clusters of like insect eggs like in masses. These big like masses of like, you're like, what is that?
So I think I'm gonna actually hand out the healing potions so that we kind of each have
Okay.
one. And then instead, where I did have the healing potions, I'm gonna put the rum.
Priorities. Yep.
And then can I try to set? I'm gonna set fire to these insect eggs. I
Yeah,
think.
sure.
Like-
How do you do that? What
Yeah.
does it look like when Doc sets something on fire? Is it just, yep.
Just like torch, tinderbox. Strike it on fire. Throw
Okay,
the torch
yep,
in.
got it.
And then I'm gonna be like, we should go.
Gonna set fire.
There were other ritual components in there, like anything
Yes.
that would have been like
Chalk dust for summoning,
I think,
please. Thank you.
I think you get some. You can write this down, Rhea. You get chalk dust, and you're able to get some powdered silver as well as powdered iron.
Rhea, you got that?
Yeah.
And then all of you should
For
write
everyone.
down one healing potion. Doc gets the rum. Doc lights the torch and like stuffs it down into the box with like these eggs, and we hear like as they start to like sizzle and boil over. The box catches. You're able to kind of like take the second box of eggs, you pile it up. They all kind of start burning and are like, we should go. And with that, Alis is like, yeah, that smells terrible. And yeah, the lot of you like make your way out quietly. And I think as you get out into like the central hall, going the long way, following the way the scorpion creature went.
While we're doing this, sorry, Reggie's casting prestidigitation in order to eliminate the
Yes,
odor,
nice,
just so it's a little more pleasant.
Nice. I think when you get out into this open area, you realize all the kind of creatures that were trying to like barrel their way through the door are gone. They must have fled with Vragic. And so you make your way back out into the sunlight, all of you kind of blinking at being returned to the bright light. Alis kind of like overwhelmed. And I think he's just like the whole time, like, I can't like thank you enough. He doesn't really have any answers for you as you like walk the hour back to Manton. He's very like, it's a lot of like, I don't know. He's only been here.
You ever eaten a scorpion? I don't know.
He's like, oh yeah, definitely. We've eaten scorpions. Actually, there's a whole abundance of them out here. Really dangerous. They're great with salt.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Right. Yeah. And so, yeah, I think that as you return to Banton, like the people have like put the fires out. There's still smoke kind of coming from some of the buildings, but it's much like wispier, thinner. Your friends are not here. There's a whole like kind of group of these people that are like stationed on the one side of the town, like kind of eyes in the distance at the silhouette of the dragonfly as it's like perched out like east of town, the day having grown late now. Beckett like sees you coming, and he like walks out from the village and meets you like some distance from the burned, destroyed wall. And I think Alis is like, they got me, Beckett, they saved me. And the older like half elven man like pulls him in and is like just patting him, like hugging him, like, it's all right, boy, I'm sorry I let them get you. And he does the thing, where he like looks up past the kid he's like holding, and he's looking at you, and he's just like, thank you. I don't know how I could ever begin to thank you for this. He didn't deserve any of it. I don't have much to offer, but you're welcome to stay here with us. We don't have many beds. People are sharing houses after what happened, but he says, I've got a hayloft and a barn if you wish to spend the night. Any of your friends at your ship or whatever, they can come too. We have fresh axe beak and wine. Can eat and drink, and I can tell you what I know if you want. If you have to go back, I understand, but I owe you a deep debt of gratitude for this.
Axbeak, my favorite.
Cool.
Information, my favorite.
Cool.
1. I don't drink.
I don't drink. I don't drink, says Raya. And so, yeah, like, I don't want to, shortchange you for. If there's anything you want to know from Beckett right now, we can. But otherwise, I think this might be like the camera pulling back, the sight of the village, the kind of 4 of you walking with this pair of fellows like back into the town, and kind of the townsfolk begin to gather around you. And there's not quite a full wub-nubbing celebration, but like great joys and exultations are raised in appreciation for the efforts of the crew of the Dragonfly, who have returned young Aelus to these people who may not have been his from birth, but are his people now. And I think perhaps that is where we leave our adventurers today.
Absolutely.
Huzzah!
Yeah.
I hope that was fun, you guys. Cool.
Very
it was.
fun.
Cool.
Of course.
Yeah.
How many
That's right.
ogres did we kill? 3
Yeah,
ogres?
you killed 3 ogres.
3
You killed 3 ogres.
We
Two.
didn't have to deal with the
Got
scorpions.
away.
You did a great job not fighting the scorpions, and the big guy ran away. That's exciting. And yeah, we'll see. And so I think that next week we shall return with some iteration of the crew of the Dragonfly, still here.
Oh my gosh, Brenna's still here.
Brenna
No,
is
Brenna's here
a
and awake.
legend.
She's
Brenna,
here.
thank you for hanging out all night. Pia who, I'm just kidding. We love that guy. But Brenna, the hero of the chat tonight. Thank you everybody who stopped in and followed the channel. If you didn't, please click the button, give me a follow. It really helps me out a lot. I appreciate it. Any last things with you guys? Anything to note about what went down here, or that you want to reflect on before we say our farewells for the evening?
I just had a quick. Was it cast-offs as in a name, or cast-offs as a OFF?
That's a great point, because it seemed like they were using it as a name, but I don't know. Nobody.
I definitely wrote it down like the second one. I thought it was
Cast-offs,
people
yeah.
who were
I think that they were using it as though it denoted some type of title. This is a common thing. They were throwing the word around with the sort of commonality that this is part of their vernacular.
They're not
Okay.
Russian. They're not
It wasn't like the Romanovs. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that'll be one of the things that maybe we'll have talked to Beckett about.
Cool. Nice.
Cool.
I had a lot of fun with this. I really enjoyed this one. I feel like we got a nice, good start. I hope that was enjoyable. Stomping ogres. I know ogres are not super spacey, but part of adventuring in space is going to weird planets, and this is kind of a weird planet with scorpion ogres. So.
Yeah.
That's great.
Cool.
right.
Right on.
We're happy.
Right on. Let's say goodbye to everybody. Melissa, I'm going to start with you. What do you got going on that you want to tell the good people about? Where can they find you out there in the interwebs?
Yeah, follow me on Twitter at MelissaW28. If you're a part of the Post Show Recaps Patreon program, you can hear my weekly podcast with Kevin Mahadeo about the Mighty Ducks show on Disney Plus. Even if you don't watch Mighty Ducks, most of the time it's just Kevin making fun of me for being Canadian, so it's still a pretty good time. And if you're not, patreon.com/Post Show Recaps, highly recommend. Join us in the Discord for some D&D and all sorts of fun stuff. And you can find me on Rich's Twitch stream sometimes talking about Dungeons and Dragons as well. So yeah, those are my plugs.
You sure can. You should follow, or you should listen to the Mighty Ducks podcast. And I think as of the start of tonight, there only needed 2 more patrons to get the 24 rewatch podcast at Post Show Recaps Patreon. So go sign up. Anybody out
Time
there
is
who
running
hasn't,
out.
what are you doing here if you're not over there, you crazy people?
True.
Zed, how about you?
Let's see. For patrons, I'm podcasting about Pose with somebody named Grace. And sometimes guests when we can find them. That's in the patron feed. I'm podcasting about Final Fantasy VIII with Josh, who is here sometimes, but not right now. I'm here on Tuesdays. I'm here on Sundays. I think that's all the thing. I played Dungeons and Dragons several times a week now. That's what I do with my life. I'm Hard Rock Hope everywhere on the internet. I think that's it. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks. You're welcome. Zed got me on the Pose hype train today, and so while I laid around in my vaguely fevered state post COVID shot, I definitely watched 3 episodes that I'm in. I will be catching up.
Nice.
Troy, how about you?
Yeah. Well, I don't have much of anything to promote other than I am in California now, getting to be with family thanks to COVID vaccinations. So if the opportunity comes up to get a vaccine, I highly encourage everyone to do that. They're safe and effective. And they create wonderful moments like me going to the aquarium with my nephew today. So thank you to everyone who's doing that. Just remember, don't forget to be awesome to each other. And watch and listen to these other people do great things.
Heck yeah. Well said. What did your nephew call the aquarium? The fish house? The fish zoo?
The fish zoo.
The fish zoo.
That's
Yeah,
so
he can't
great.
say aquarium, so he either calls it the fish zoo or fish town.
It's a fish town.
Fish
That was the one that got
It's
me.
not wrong.
We're going to
It's not
Fish
wrong.
Town, baby.
Yeah.
Fish town, baby.
I really,
Please, 2 years from now, incorporate Fish Town into
2 years
a
from
plan.
now. It's
2
gonna be
years. I was
next
gonna
month.
say,
What's that
can we go to
planet?
Fish
Yeah.
Town now?
What's that planet called? Fish Town.
It's gonna be next
Yeah.
month.
God.
That's fantastic. Grace, how about you?
You can catch me at Fish Town. At High from Grace on Twitter. Pose on the Post Show Recaps Patreon. You can check out weekly recaps of those. It's nice. We get to double plug it. That's great.
yeah. Hype it up.
I was on Shit 90 shows, Tommy, talking about A League of Their Own. So that came out. I was on Rob as a podcast talking about Survivor Vanuatu season 9. I think the 22nd best season of Survivor. And I do a podcast called Hold Up, which is a podcast where we look at queer media from the last 10, 15, 20 years and see if it holds up. We are returning with our season 3 premiere this weekend. We're talking about the Birdcage. So
nice.
very excited.
One does
Yeah.
want a hint of color.
I
Yeah.
love the
So,
Birdcage and have not seen it in ages, so that's awesome.
I know.
Yeah.
Very
I know. I love it too. And I'm very curious to hear the podcast.
There's a lot to talk about there, Grace.
Yeah.
I know. So at Hold Up Podcast on Twitter.
Pierce the toast.
Very cool.
Tear it to shreds, Grace. Support
Very cool.
Yeah.
I am Rich Filiberto. I'm DM Philly. I'm here. You can find me here. You can find me at DM Philly on YouTube. All these shows are archived. I know that apparently this is Kings of Neon episode 7 because I didn't change the title of the stream tonight. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I will become vaguely more professional as the days go on. Look, I get the latest followers
I'm
on
also
here.
in a vaccination.
Yeah, I got the
haze
latest
right now.
subscriber on here. I'm delirious.
Nightbot isn't
That was some
attacking
swag.
people in the chat
Yeah,
anymore. You're
I
doing great.
defeated Nightbot this week. I got a COVID vaccine. I'm
Nice.
things are
You did the
happening.
important
Yeah,
thing.
things are happening.
You're turning up,
Things
Rich.
are happening.
This is the thing. People who are still watching or listening to this, get in on the ground level, right? We're episode 2.
I know.
You're not 40 episodes
Yeah.
behind
I
here.
know. Brenna, too funny. Brenna's got that first badge as one of the first subscribers. Come hang out. Hit the follow button if you haven't. Go follow me on YouTube. That stuff's really helpful. Feel free to hit me up on Twitter, Warfrat1625. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Tell me what I'm doing right. Tell me how awesome all these people is I've collected. I'm smart enough to have assembled 3 of the 4 of the cast members that are on tonight are part of the elite Dungeon Master team at the post-show recaps Patreon Discord.
I'll just go.
No, please don't.
I'll
As the
leave.
4th is
No, I
Or
think it
just-
means
I
that
think
you
that means
have
you DM
to.
now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, soon enough. The 4th is an elite player, Rascalin Danger Kurt. We're having a ton of fun over there. It's really one of my favorite places on the internet where I met all of these wonderful people in the last 6 months of my life, and my life is better for it. I'm delighted. I just want to hype up my friends at Sabotage the DM. You could check them out on Twitch starting next week on Monday, the 17th. I will be doing a series of crossover shows there at, I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff. I'm going to be running a City of Mist game. I'm going to be running a game called The Witch is Dead, a one-page RPG wherein we're a bunch
Ding dong.
of little fairy forest animals, and we're the familiars to a lovely and beautiful witch. And then one day,
Me and Troy made the exact same
I know.
face.
I know, it's great.
Yeah.
And then one day, a fucking witch hunter came and killed her. So, I heard a rumor that if we hunt him down and we rip his eyes out of his head and bring them back to the witch, maybe she'll come back to life. And if she doesn't,
Whoa.
at least he's dead. So let's try.
Sounds good.
That's the game.
I'm in.
That's the whole game. It's a one-page RPG.
That's so fun.
You can find.
I
it
would do
there.
the no eyes, but somebody ripped out of my head.
I'm going to be running City of Mist. I'm going to be running The Witch is Dead. And then Saturday, the 22nd, I'm going to be doing an offshoot of this game as I will take the players from Sabotage the DM and they will play D&D characters in space. And probably you'll see some of the people that are here on this show, even the folks that are not here tonight. One of our 7 delightful cast, or 2 or 3, will do some crossover stuff. So I'm really, really excited about that. Go check them out, Sabotage the DM. Hey, everybody, thank you for stopping and hanging out and following and doing all the stuff. Thank you all for joining me tonight. And now we go goodbye.